The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Southwest.
You're getting ready to go play in a great game.
It's all or nothing.
You understand what we're asking of you? Everything you've got.
If you were driving westbound on Interstate 20 from East Texas for the Metroplex, chances are I-20 was crowded. Thousands of fans making their way east from East Texas in Longview to see the Lobos take on the Westbrook Bruins from the Golden Triangle region and Beaumont in the 6A Division II state championship. For Longview, well, they're top 10 all-time in wins with over 700. But, of course, the Lobos only have the one state championship. 1937, a win over Wichita Falls, and Longview would love to add a second state title today. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Fox Sports Southwest coverage of the UIL State High School Football Championships. I'm Craig Way alongside Gary Reasons. 6A Division II state title up for grabs today. Both Longview and Beaumont Westbrook each hold one state championship in their hand. Both are looking for a second one today, and both are going to be challenged.
It's going to be a fun day. I think these teams are pretty well matched. It should be a good ball game. First of all, let's take a look at the Longview and their quarterback, and I think he is special. Haynes King, he's a coach's son. Now, he's going to be a junior quarterback, and he actually has a good command of this offense. He's done a really nice job of orchestrating things, and he's got good chemistry with his receivers. And, Craig, I think the best thing that he does is he makes the best decisions for his offense and puts them into plays. On the other side for Westbrook, they're going to be a running machine, and they're going to rely on a guy who's got almost 2,000 yards on the season. And if they're going to be successful, I think that Robert McGrew is going to have a big day, and he's going to run that ball effectively for the Bruin offense.
Westbrook has been able to fight its way through. Now they draw Longview, the Lobos, and the Bruins for the 6A Division II state championship kickoff coming up next.
The UIL Football State Championships on Fox Sports Southwest are brought to you by your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. By Jack in the Box, with over 600 locations across the great state of Texas. By Baylor Scott White Health, changing healthcare for the better. By Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, proud official sponsor of the UIL. And by Main Event, the most fun you can have under one roof. Main Event Entertainment. Eat, bowl, play.
For a limited time, pick your play at Main Event. Pick all-you-can-play activities or pick unlimited arcade games. Only $19.95 all day, every day. Whatever you choose, you just can't lose at Main Event. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Introducing my new panitos, featuring the deli trio and turkey bacon and cheddar, both on toasted ciabatta bread. Served in a no-mess bag, they're almost too easy to eat on the go. So here are a few pani do's and pani don'ts. Eating in a car, eating on a car. While tackling errands, while getting tackled by a guy named Aaron. While working on your website, while twerking at a construction site. Actually, I think that's a pani do. Try my new deli trio or turkey bacon and cheddar panitos, delivered exclusively with DoorDash.
For a limited time, pick your play at Main Event. Pick all-you-can-play activities or pick unlimited arcade games. Only $19.95 all day, every day. Whatever you choose, you just can't lose at Main Event. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Take it at this moment.
Take it, grab it, keep it. We got to come out fired up and ready to go. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Let's go capture it tonight. Let's go capture it as a family. Let's go do it for each other. Let's do it for Westbrook. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Everybody touch somebody.
They're hoping to touch greatness today. Eric Peavy, the head coach of the Westbrook Bruins, as they get ready for this matchup with the Longview Lobos, who take the field. And we go down to the sideline of Sarah Merrifield.
Thanks, Craig. Coach, a little bit of an emotional moment for you running out that tunnel. Can you put into words what it means for you to be here tonight?
It's unbelievable just to be here with this football team and this fan base. And
you guys are 15-0, undefeated to this point in the season. How do you feel your team has earned the right to be here?
they earned it every week. That's what I told them before the game. You do what you've done all year long. This game's no different. You overcome adversity, play as a team, and stick together.
Best of luck in this game for you tonight, Coach. We'll send it over to CT Steckel on the other sideline.
All right, Sarah, thanks so much. Coach, this game today will be won at the point of attack. How do you slow down the Lobos' rushing attack?
We got to put a lot of guys in the box, got to slow it down, because once they get started, it's hard to stop.
It's a big emotional stage, Coach. How do you expect your team to respond in this type of environment?
Same way they've responded all year. Deal with adversity, face it, overcome it, and keep going.
Coach, we're glad to be here. Good luck.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Craig, back to you.
Thank you very much, CT. Longview has won the toss and elected to defer the option of the second half, so Westbrook will get the football to start this game. And we saw it on the face of John King, the emotions that build for a game like this.
Well, first, Coach Peavy, he's in the locker room, and I tell you, that's a momentum speech right there that he gave to his football team coming out. Coach King, he knows what it's all about. Not his first rodeo here in this building, so I think the Coach King is really, really proud of his football team. Obviously, his son is a quarterback, so should be a fun ball game here this evening.
So Longview will be kicking it off. You see John King there, and we mentioned the fact that he's done an absolutely fabulous job there in Lobo country, but the one thing that's eluded Longview and Coach King all these years has been a state title. 1937, their only state crown. And of course, Westbrook has one state championship. It was their first year of existence. A first-year program is a story behind that as well, but we'll get to a little later on. But we're ready to get this one underway. Tens of thousands on hand, and more fans still filing into AT&T Stadium in Arlington. 3 decks already filled, and by the time this day is done, they may be into the upper deck as well. So ready to kick it off will be J.K. Martin for the Lobos, and back deep to receive it, Deontay Simpson. There's Simpson, the senior. So J.K. Martin will get it going. 6A Division II state championship. 10 state champions have been crowned in 2018. 2 more to be crowned, and they're in the state's highest classification. We're underway in the Metroplex. And Simpson will field it and put down the knee, so it is a touchback. And Westbrook goes on offense, led as we look at the forward impact players by their very versatile and talented senior quarterback, LaRaven Eli. You've seen he'll be going up against Jeffaniah Lister, linebacker hybrid safety, who's so tough for Longview.
Well, both players, they're exceptional. The quarterback, obviously, he kind of stirs the drink for this offense. A dual threat guy, no doubt about that. Lister, one of the best athletes that they have on defense. Should be a fun matchup.
Right away, Simpson shifts in motion. It is McGrew in the backfield. And here goes Robert McGrew, pulling it back out and throwing it downfield to Simpson is Eli. As McGrew charged into the line, drew the defense to him, the pass outside. Lister made the tackle, but that's 9 yards on that first down pass.
Really well done here by Eli. This is RPO all the way. Look, fakes inside. They take that, and he has the option to throw that ball to the outside, which he does. First down, good positive yardage, and a great start here for the Bruins.
A 9-yard pickup brings up 2nd and a yard for the Bruins. And again, to the air, too much on it this time, looking for Jordan Babineau. Out wide, and it's incomplete. Look at the numbers for Eli.
He's had a decent year as far as passing the ball, throwing it, decent completion percentage. But, you run and put in there what he actually does with his feet also. Almost 800 yards rushing on the season. So, very competent player and a guy that I think is an excellent dual threat quarterback.
On 3rd and a yard, McGrew draws his first carry, and it's a first down, a gain of 6 yards for the senior tailback.
Yeah, and he's behind an offensive line that's got 3 senior players up there. They're all very solid. That's a good offensive line, so they're going to be able to open some holes here for this run game for McGrew and also Eli when he decides to run the football.
Westbrook does spread the field with McGrew in the backfield along with the quarterback Eli. And this time the speed sweep around the corner. Deontay Simpson reaching the corner. And big yardage, a nice cut upfield as well and inside the Lobo 40-yard line down to the 37 for a pickup of 23 yards before Tyshawn Taylor can run him down.
Well, normally their slot receiver that they go to quite a bit in a passing game. Now they hand it off to him on a speed sweep, and hey, it's a pretty fun ride out there. It didn't look like he was laboring at all to get around that corner. That's a good job and good play design as well. And I think these Bruins are off to a good start.
On the move, their second first down. Eli to throw on first down. And that one too much on it, intended for Thaddeus Johnson.
Yeah, a couple of balls now that he's thrown to the sideline. You know, there's no crown in this field because those balls are sailing a little bit. Those crowns have pretty much gone out of football. You know, it used to be in the days we'd go back in the day, Craig. But
we played on a slope.
Yeah, that's what we did. But those balls kind of sail on the couple here. One to the near sideline and one to the far sideline, one for Eli.
Thaddeus Johnson, their leading pass catcher, the intended target there. And it's 2nd down and 10 for the Bruins. Back to McGrew. And this time, the Lobo defense ready for him. No gain on the play. Tyshawn Taylor, the junior, in on the tackle.
Yeah, he's had a good year this year. He's a solid middle linebacker. He's always around the football. Coach King said, hey, he's done a good job of stepping up, being that leader out there. And good, solid linebacker for the Lobos.
3rd down and 10 needed. Eli with some time and has a man and too much on it. Again, the target was Thaddeus Johnson. Had him in the seam, but just too much on the throw.
Yeah, that was just a little rowdy. Kind of stopped and did a comeback to the quarterback, and then just too much air. Again, 3 passes that have sailed now on Eli here. This last one here would have been a conversion on a 3rd down where they're moving this ball, but brings up a 4th down. Looks like they're possibly going to bring out the punt team here. You take a look at Eli getting that contact, and that linebacker talking to him once again. That's Tyshawn Taylor.
Troy Yeoman, the backup quarterback, had to play some this season, is also the Bruin punter. And he'll angle this one. Little line drive. Squibber takes a great Westbrook bounce. This will roll to the 1-foot line. Nice job. Heels almost on the goal line down there before it was down by Darrell Hawkins Jr., but it's all the way down inside the 1.
We could say that this is actually almost a soccer kick. He pulls it down and just kicks it out to the right spot, and good job of just kind of nursing it on down there, picking it up at the last second, right inside the 1, as you said, Craig.
So here comes Haynes King, junior quarterback, has had some really impressive numbers this season, and he has to start 99.5 yards away from the Westbrook end zone. As Keelan Williams in the backfield with him and just keeps straight ahead on first down, then is wrapped up, driven back, but is able to gain a couple out to the 3. Look at our forward impact players here on this side of the field, matching the Longview offense against the Westbrook defense, and Camden Perry in the backfield and Darrell Hawkins Jr. the safety.
Should be a matchup here, you know, coverage, and also as far as the safety, Hawkins coming down. He plays well around the line of scrimmage as well, so I think Camden Perry gives them that stretch capability that they want in the passing game.
2nd down and 8. Down to the ground, outside Williams, could not get free, tried to turn it up free, and wrapping him up, Drew Rawls, the left corner.
Yeah, he came up very well. Good job of breaking down and making that sure tackle when he comes up there in space. This is really hard sometimes in high school football. You can just get out there in space and not make a good sure tackle, but Rawls does a nice job and brings him down inside the 5-yard line.
3rd down, and a long 6 needed for the first. Camden Perry, forward impact player we mentioned, going to the top of the screen. And King out of his own end zone looking for Perry. Out there, Perry is open, but too much on it. Perry got behind the defense and got turned around, and there was too much on the pass from Haynes King, and it's 4th down.
It was all blocking up front and only one single route out there, and Perry had the ability to get out there, and King just overthrows him. You know, this is something that you know, they're just trying to hit one guy out there. Knows he's got man coverage, and the cornerback has his eyes inside, and he runs right past him. Ran right by Drew Rawls.
So J.K. Martin doubles as the place kicker and the punter deep in the end zone. And Deontay Simpson waiting on the punt. This is not a deep kick, and Simpson has to back away from it. Takes a great Longview bounce. Cross midfield, and this will roll all the way down to the 37-yard line. It's a 58-yard punt. So far, the punters have been the stars in the early moments of a 6A Division II state championship.
Tonight on Fox Sports Southwest, high school teams from across the state rally inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be the best in Texas. Don't miss tonight's matchup during the UIL Football State Championships. Brought to you by these sponsors.
Over 40 years ago, AYSO had a radical idea about girls soccer. Let them play. Now, every weekend, girls play soccer with passion. And with the right kind of support, anything can happen. AYSO, great soccer starts here.
History doesn't just happen. People make it. Jackie Robinson made history by taking the field. You too can make history. Help Jackie Robinson Foundation scholars become the next generation of trailblazers and history makers. To support the Jackie Robinson Foundation, visit www.jackierobinson.org.
High school sports under the spotlight. Sunday on Fox Sports Southwest.
Longview Lobos, Matthew McConaughey coming at you from the streets of London, class of 1988, Longview, Texas, Longview Lobos. Yes, sir. Everybody, every play, what can you do to execute and give your team the best chance of succeeding one play at a time? You do that, you got the best chance of winning that game. Now, you know all this. Go have a ball. Enjoy this time. It'll never be here again. Enjoy this. Be in the moment. Go win it. We love you.
Welcome back to the Longview Westbrook State Championship game here at AT&T Stadium. And it is not every day you get a personalized message from Matthew McConaughey from across the ocean. And he did just that. He sent a message from London to the Lobos because he was a Longview alum there, wishing them the best of luck, telling them, savor every moment of this. It's never going to happen again. And Coach said that they were fired up to get that message, and it's definitely helped in this game so far. Guys?
All right, thanks, Sarah. First down, and the rollout pass incomplete as Eli, off play action, was trying to go out to Duhan, the tight end, and couldn't connect.
Well, I've got 2 words for that. All right, all right.
Yeah, how about that?
Not bad. That's good stuff. Got some good alums, and, you know, there's some proud alums from both these programs and, you know, these schools. And it's what's interesting because look at the house. The house here is packed. It's amazing here. AT&T Stadium is full of high school fans, and this is it's a fun environment for these young men.
On second down, up in the pocket, Eli going deep and way too much on this one. Well, we mentioned he graduated. He mentioned, Matthew McConaughey mentioned that he graduated class of 1988. So, yeah, 30 years ago in a few months. And there it is. That's his high school yearbook photo there.
Interesting. Well, that's good. Got a good look.
He would probably say that every year he gets a little older, but the yearbook photo remains the same.
There you go.
Third down and 10. Eli has McGrew with him in the backfield and 3 receivers out wide, and that's where he's looking.
You want to shoot 3?
Set up the screen to McGrew. Longview's defense adjusts, however, and McGrew goes down basically for no gain.
Yeah, Longview just rushed 3 players that time. It was a good defensive scheme. They really didn't rush very hard. They probably anticipated a screen or something short, trying to throw it underneath, and then they just reacted very well to the ball here. See Eli here tossing it out to a speedy running back, McGrew, and really not a whole lot of space there. So a couple of punts we've exchanged here. Going to have another one here. Let's see how well he does this time. Is he going to get inside the 5 like he did last time?
It'll be interesting to see. It was a nice wrap-up by Isaiah Rogers, senior corner. It's another little knuckler. That one does not get the roll that the first one did for Yeoman. It goes out of bounds, and it's going to be excellent field position for the Bruins. That punt carried only 20 yards. We go down to CT Steckel on the Westbrook sideline.
Well, guys, Eric Peavy was very open with us this week about his team's confidence level, telling us he doesn't think his players have even realized where they're at. He said their Week 20 practice was the same as Week 1, noting his players are excited, but the wow factor just doesn't exist. He described them as calm, cool, and collected. He knows that at some point this game, the team will face some adversity, but they've rallied back from 2 21-point deficits to win this year. Guys, this is a team that will not quit.
And they've been able to stem the tide so far. Now let's see how they do defensively. King to the air and short hop that one incomplete for Camden Perry.
Yeah, I think it actually came out of King's hand just a little bit awkward. Didn't get a good grip on that football as he distributed it. He's had a pretty good season, though. You know, you look at completing 70% of your passes. That is throwing with accuracy. Good numbers as far as the yardage and the touchdowns. And really, when you talk about throwing for an entire season, only 4 interceptions, that's taking care of the football and allows your football team to succeed on the offensive side.
Second down. Jesse Anderson in the backfield with the pass out to Camden Perry, but that's a short gain, a pickup of 3 to the 45. Jarrett Brooks, the free safety on the tackle for the Bruins.
Well, a good tackle in the open field, Craig. That's important. You cannot allow players to come off and break tackles in the open space like that and turn those 2 or 3 yard pass plays into bigger gains. So that's a good job of coming up by Brooks and stopping him for basically no gain after the catch.
He's up 3rd down and 7 for Longview. The flex, Keelan Williams into the slot out of the backfield. And King under pressure with a blitz, gets rid of it. Big running room for Jesse Anderson down the sidelines. Jesse Anderson inside the 20-yard line, finally run down by Daniel Coleman. A catch and run, burning the blitz. It goes for 44 yards.
Well, Coach King told us they had thunder and lightning with Williams and Anderson. Anderson utilized here out of the backfield as a receiver. You see he's kind of got a bigger frame than Williams as a running back, but plenty of speed to bring it down there. Good catch and run afterwards. This offense, Craig, puts up on average about 580 yards a ball game. So they're explosive and they can get some big plays, and we saw one there in the passing game.
Here's Anderson's catching numbers, reception yardage. Now it's Williams in the backfield, and it is Keelan Williams on the carry. Tried to bounce it outside and wrapped up at the 6-yard line by Rawls. It's a gain of 4, and it's 2nd and goal.
So Williams is kind of the scat back there as a running back. Only 5'5" in height. He's not a big guy, but I tell you, he is quick and he plays with fire. 23 is a guy who wants to win at everything that he does. He's a competitor, and everything that he does, I think that he wants to be the winner on that effort. So it'll be fun to watch him perform today.
Lobos can pick up a 1st down, moving just barely inside the 1 without scoring a touchdown. So it's 2nd down and 6. Back this time to Anderson. He surges forward with that larger frame down to the 3-yard line.
Yeah, big Haynes there. Haynes, the defensive tackle, did a nice job of grabbing onto him and making a pretty good tackle. There's a big running back coming through there. Haynes not a small guy himself, so pretty good collision.
3rd down and 2 for Longview now. First big break of the game on that big catch and run. They'll line up now and then offset look with a deep back being Jesse Anderson, who draws the call. Anderson, 1st down. Anderson, touchdown. Jesse Anderson off the left side. Needed 2 for the 1st down, 3 for the touchdown, and Jesse Anderson checked both boxes.
Well, Craig, I had to do a double take here because the tailback lines up 8 yards deep on this, and he wants to run to the line of scrimmage and get that power going forward. Anderson takes it with command back there. Good job, 2nd effort, breaking those tackles and gets that ball in the end zone for the first Lobo score.
J.K. Barton, the senior, about to attempt for his 81st extra point. No. Here's Haynes King the other way, looking. into the end zone, cannot convert. So it will remain a 6-0 ball game. Pass Moore the intended target, but the snap forced King to try to turn something out of it and unable to convert.
Well, we'll take a look at the snap here. It's inside. They're just off his inside knee, and King, the quarterback here, obviously does what he can do, and he shoots the ball out there. One of his tight ends, that's Jalen Braden, cannot come down with it. That's a pretty quick toss that he made, but nonetheless, that's what you do when the snap goes awry. You try to make something out of nothing, and they have a fire call, and those tight ends release, and just did not turn into points.
Nevertheless, it's a touchdown scoring drive, a jack-in-the-box scoring drive, and it carries 58 yards in 6 plays. Anderson, 51 of those 58 yards combined on that march.
Yeah, when you make a big play in the passing game and being able to run with your fullback / running back down the field with great field position, Haynes King kind of managed the whole process. It's a good drive by the Lobos.
Longview to kick it off with a 6-0 lead here just past the midway mark of quarter number 1.
I think John King is settled in yet. Got those jitters out.
Jitters may be out, but boy, you saw the intensity on his face.
You know, I love that about a coach who's not afraid to show some emotion with his players and his team, and it endears the team to the coach. And I think goes both ways.
Okay, backpedaling into the end zone, then bringing it out is Thaddeus Johnson. Johnson turns that into a positive return as they'll take it out to the 27-yard line. He fielded it in the field to play out front of the end zone, backed into the end zone, and then brought it out to the 27.
Correct. Some guys just want to do it their own way. That's what Thaddeus does. Now, he's a big play wide receiver, over 1,100 yards receiving, and nothing new for him to catch the ball and make some positive yardage here. And that's a pretty good return out, I'd say, out of the end zone.
So Westbrook begins at its own 27. And Gary, the Raymond Eli's had some receivers open. He just hadn't been able to connect on all of them.
Yeah, I think he's just got to settle down just a little bit and be a little more, take a little oomph off each of those passes and hit those guys in the numbers.
Here's McGrew bouncing it outside. Look at him sidestep tackles and then pushes his way forward. And Robert McGrew, we mentioned coming into the ball game, closing in on 1,000 yards, picks up 9 there.
Yeah, he's averaging over 9 yards a carry coming into this ball game. 9.4 is the real number. So, but you see the jump cuts that he makes, impressive, and just makes guys miss in the open field and gets positive yardage.
Said 1,000, 2,000, closing in on 2,000 yards for McGrew. And he's drawing ever closer. Now Eli to throw, but pressure coming. Down he goes from behind. Great circle around to get him. Tremendous job by Robert Pierce coming around the corner to drop Eli for a loss of 3.
Yeah, Pierce plays the linebacker, strong safety stop slot player. Come to watch from the outside here around the edge. And this Lobo defense, they've got some sack machines. They have got a lot of sacks on the season, and it's not just by one guy. There's a plethora of players that have gotten in the backfield and wreaked havoc on quarterbacks.
So it's 3rd down and 4. McGrew followed a block, turns it upfield, still on his feet and across the 45 to the 46-yard line. A gain of 13 and a 1st down for Westbrook.
And really surprising there that the Lobos did not have much point of attack presence, just 3 down linemen, and so they've got them outnumbered as far as the offensive line, and there's good open field here. So on a 3rd and short like that, I was surprised that there's so much open space just to run the football.
Now back to the ground again. This time McGrew in trouble, still sidestepping tacklers, and look at him get away. It was a lot of running to get no gain on the play, but it could have been worse, and McGrew was able to avoid a loss.
Kind of pinball around there, you know. He takes it here, he goes off, they get him strike. Right there, boom, hits him, and goes backwards and breaks one tackle, and almost looks like he's going to break something free there, but there's enough green shirts coming to him. But LaRue's showing you that he's got a little strength in his legs and escapability.
So after all is said and done, no gain on the play, and it's 2nd and 10, and now it's out to Jacoby Holland. Holland with a catch and takes it upfield. Nice little screen out to the junior who backs up McGrew. Jeffaniah Lester on the tackle. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, 3rd down and short here, so but good positive, moving the ball, kind of answering what Longview did on that previous drive.
Pickup of 7 yards, and it's 3rd down and 3. This time it's Eli keeping himself, but he stopped short. Only a 1-yard carry. Jordan Wallace, you got the feeling Gary was just almost spying on Eli and went right at him.
Well, actually, I think that was a bad read that time by Eli. He's got the zone read here, and he's actually got a chance to hand this ball off, and they would have won the corner, but he pulled that ball to try to get that himself, brings up 4th down.
And he's got Holland in the backfield with him here, not McGrew. It's Holland who draws the carry at the 1st down and more. Jacoby Holland, a junior, takes it off the right side for 11 yards.
Well, they like to run the football, no doubt about that. They average 253 yards a game running it. This offense can be powerful. They're averaging almost 450 yards in total offense per game, so they can throw it as well. Coaches told us they like to be balanced on their offensive attack, and we're seeing both of it here from the Bruins.
At the Longview 35. Eli looking downfield for the target, and he's got him open. The catch, Deontay Simpson for the Westbrook touchdown.
Well, we saw a glimpse of Simpson with a little speed sweep earlier, but now this time he has a chance to get that ball out in space, and he just runs behind the defense. Simpson, excellent speed and ability. Their #1 receiver, #1 target for their quarterback, the Raven Eli, and they match up once again.
Kevin Linares for the extra point. The line drive kick is good. And Westbrook leads Longview late in the first quarter of the 6A Division II state championship, 7-6. Now a word from Baylor Scott White Health.
Happy to be joined by Lavone Arthur, the Chief Strategy Officer at Baylor Scott White Health. And Lavone, we sat here a year ago talking about the plans for a facility at the Star. It's been open for a while now. How's it going?
It's great. We opened this summer officially, Baylor Scott White Sports Therapy and Research at the Star, a one-of-a-kind, unique collaboration between major healthcare system, Baylor Scott White Health, professional sports team, of course, the Dallas Cowboys, their home, and the Frisco Independent School District.
Yeah, and how has the relationship with the Frisco ISD gone? What are you doing? How's it working?
We have a great relationship with the Frisco ISD. We are focused on injury prevention. You know, sports is so important in schools, so important. And these days, there's a lot of concern, very valid concern about how safe sports is. And we've pulled together a group of the best in order to educate parents, students, coaches, trainers about how to keep kids safe through their lifetime. The risk of inactivity is far greater than the risk of injury with sports. We believe that. And our goal at Baylor Scott White Health is to keep people healthy.
Yeah, and of course, this weekend is great. You're back involved with us and the UIL and the state championships. How about that relationship?
Oh, we love it. We love being the official healthcare sponsor of the UIL. And we are going to take what we're learning in Frisco and we're going to take it across the state.
Well, we love having you involved with us. We appreciate your partnership. Thank you. And now back to AT&T Stadium,
where it's a 7-6 lead for Beaumont Westbrook. Deontay Simpson on the receiving end of that pass from LaRaven Eli did a nice job off play action to find Simpson.
Yeah, they call Simpson kind of the Swiss Army knife. That's what Coach called him. And he said he does a lot of things for us and really stepped up in the semifinals. And nothing better to do that here in the state championship game and get wide open in the back of the defense of the Lobos, and easy score.
The difference so far, the missed extra point following the Longview touchdown, actually the bad snap, and forcing Haynes King to make a hurried throw into the end zone for a two-point try that did not succeed. So it's 7-6. Shorter kickoff fielded at the 10-yard line by Keelan Williams. In trouble. He's able to reach the 21-yard line there. An excellent pursuit downfield by Westbrook. So the Lobos go back to work offensively here in a 7-6 ball game.
Well, pretty even game, Craig. We kind of talked about that at the start. These teams seem to be on pace to kind of fit each other. This be a good challenge. So you see Haynes King here coming back out on the field.
Settling in a little bit, both sides now. King will line up two men in the backfield, both Anderson and Williams. It's Williams who draws the carry on first down, popped up forward and then driven back after a 2-yard gain. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8 after Keelan Williams' carry of 2.
Yeah, he just looks explosive, doesn't he, Craig? Whenever he gets the ball in his hands, he's just churning really quick. Everything. He's averaging over 100 yards rushing per ball game this season. So good reason to give the ball to him.
Anderson now joining Haynes King in the backfield, but King's rollout pass is caught by Camden Perry. And here goes Perry. Got free. Say goodnight to it. Perry broke the plane of the goal line for the touchdown. 77 yards.
Well, excellent job of throwing the ball to the outside here, and then he just turns it up the field. Camden Perry showing the speed. Now watch 21. Caden Kirby also come back and help. Allows a one block there, but he stretches out for the end zone, and a late tackle attempt there, not able to get him, but he breaks the plane, or is he down? Is he going to break it, Craig?
I think the ball was across the plane of the goal line when the knee touchdown. Now, they're going to review this, no doubt about it, as it's a touchdown.
Play is under review.
Well, great effort by Daryl Hawkins trying to stop him from getting into the end zone. Not sure if he did or not, but what a heck of a play there for the Longview Lobos in the passing game and showing run after the catch ability. Good speed there by Camden Perry.
So they'll take a look at it. Here's another look as Perry is approaching the goal line. See, at the time the arm is extended when the knees hit the field turf.
Yeah, I think he was flying a little bit there, and he's up above it, and I think he's easily into the end zone. There should be a quick call here.
Mike Atkinson, the lead official, the referee of this Greater Houston area chapter, on the headset right now with the replay officials. And, of course, it was ruled a touchdown on the field. No reason to think it won't remain that from what we've been able to see so far. Camden Perry certainly feels he has it. But this should stand for a 77-yarder.
We should remark, Craig, if you're watching this game for the first time here this weekend, instant replay in the ball game just to go on and kind of mirror what they're doing in college football. So we're taking a look at every aspect here.
Yeah, the second right there, that knee might have grazed it.
Wow.
So it might be about a yard or two shy of the goal line as they review it.
Well, that's coming from a vertical angle, though, so it may be tricky. I thought that there wasn't anything touching.
After further review, the play stands on the field.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
Not enough to overturn it. It's, like you said, it's a vertical look, and it's difficult on the depth perception to see enough to overturn the call on the field, which was a touchdown.
Well, they're choosing now here to go for another PAT point after with the to kick the ball. Last time they mishandled the snap. Not trying to chase and do that two-point conversion.
This time the snap, the spot, and the kick are all good, and Longview is back in front by a score of 13-7, and just over a minute remaining in the third quarter, and it's the second longest passing touchdown in 6A history, behind only John Rogers of Midland League. It's Aldine Eisenhower back in 1999 in the championship played at Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium. That was one of the games in the three-year three-peat for Midland League when Cedric Benson was running through the opposition. This is the second longest touchdown pass and catch.
Yeah, 77 yards is impressive, no doubt about that. And Perry showed that he had the wheels to take it to the house. That was a heck of an effort, though, by Daryl Hawkins, number one, coming for Westbrook, trying to stop him from getting there. He made up some ground, but just could not catch him before he got in the end zone.
So a minute to go in the quarter, and we've seen some explosion on both sides of offense after a couple of punts early. I think we said they've settled in, haven't they? At least the offensives have.
I think so, and these defenses now, they got to catch up.
This one will go into and out of the back of the end zone. So touchback. And there you see Camden Perry With a look up at it. 77 yards on the catch and run for the score.
Well, he had over 1,600 yards receiving on the season, Craig, and 79 receptions. And he's not, deep balls are good for him. He over 21 yards average per catch on the season. So pretty productive as well. So that's a lot of numbers there. So you look at his touchdown percentage, and he's helpful. He's got 11 on the season. So nothing new for him to get in the end zone.
Eli to the air, caught Simpson, and he'll take it upfield. Nice first down catch, and they run those out routes really well here early in the ball game.
And you see Simpson being used in different ways down the field on the reception last drive. They've kind of done the speed sweep to him as well, get the ball out to him in space. He is that guy. It's kind of like a slot receiver and running back. He's got a lot of skills that they want to utilize.
Now it's back to the ground of McGrew. Good speed to the outside, and McGrew takes a tumble, but a move of the chains and a first down. He's out to the 45-yard line for a pickup of 14 yards. Isaiah Rodgers finally wrapping him up.
Well, Westbrook is kind of picking on this three-down lineman setup here, I think, for Longview. They may be adjusting that here as the game moves along, because I think the Westbrook Bruins have a good offensive attack. You see the type of hole that McGrew has to be able to run through. If that's going to be something that they see a lot of, I think that's going to be good for the Bruin offense.
Play action. Deep over the middle, wide open Simpson, and again, the misfire on the pass had Simpson open, and Deontay Simpson had to get turned around, but the pass wasn't on target.
Well, we've seen some of this in a couple of the other games, too. I think these quarterbacks are so surprised that these guys are wide open, and a little bit harder, the depth perception, maybe perhaps inside here, the ball sailing a little bit here on Eli, and not getting the ball down to his quarterbacks, to his receiver, Simpson, who just kind of had to do a pirouette, try to at least make a contact with the football.
So it's second down and 10. Now keeping it. Zone read keeper, and here's Eli. Outside with running room. Another first down, and forced out of bounds at the 35-yard line, a 19-yard pickup.
Yeah, he's got some explosive capability, and that's kind of the dual threat capability that he has as a quarterback, running that zone read. He reads it very well for the most part.
As McGrew back in the backfield with it.
Yeah, there's a good example of his speed in the open field. He's had a rush earlier this year, 59 yards, so he can take a distance.
That's Simpson in motion. He'll get it on the speed sweep, but there was either a false start or an encroachment here.
False start, number 85 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
That was the wide receiver Joey Pierre trying to get a little head start. Got a false start. See the sun shining there on head coach Eric Peavy as the sun breaks through the windows in the elevated western side of AT&T Stadium here in Arlington. Bright sunny afternoon.
And that is a little bit of an effect too for the players looking back to the west here as that sun starts to set. You've seen that in Dallas Cowboy games, and it's showing up right now.
Back to the ground. McGrew trying to pick his way through traffic, and did well just to pick up a couple because it looked like he might be dropped for a loss. Javonte Ritt made the tackle. That's going to do it for the first quarter. We've had a lot of explosion, excitement, and points here in quarter number 1 of the 6A Division II State Championship. Longview favored, and they do lead, but Westbrook hanging right in there with the Lobos.
This is what happens when you never settle. And you are why we never will.
Bring all the gifts for under the tree. And while you're at it, bring the tree. Ford F-150. Best-in-class payload. Best-in-class towing. Built for the holidays.
Now get a 2018 F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months. Plus make no payments for 90 days. Only at your Best in Texas Ford dealer.
horses you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
Behind every never-been-done-before are the faces who commit to making everything better. That's why we're the most awarded healthcare system in Texas. We are Baylor Scott White Health, changing healthcare for the better.
First quarter in the books of the UIL 6A Division II State Football Championship. Greg Way, Gary Reason, CT Steckel, Sarah Merrifield, and our Fox Sports Southwest crew with you at the end of the first quarter. The numbers are really pretty close, although they've been lopsided with Westbrook getting most of the rushing yardage and Longview most of the passing yardage.
Well, they got going both ways. For Longview, that throw and catch down the field. Excellent job of turning the 77-yard reception and run into a touchdown, and also rushing for the Bruins.
So it'll be a second down and 13 to begin quarter number 2 for Westbrook as they move toward the sunlit end. Eli juggled the snap, and now he's got running room. And Eli will pick up the first down. You wonder sometimes, and Gary, you know it as a defensive player, sometimes if the defense can get momentarily frozen on a juggled or bobbled snap, and then that enables the quarterback or whoever juggled it to take off. And that's what happened there with Eli. He really sprinted once he gained control of it.
Well, there's really nobody accounting for the quarterback in the run game, which is exactly what happened there. And so when he spontaneously runs out of the pocket, there's probably not a spy assigned to him and going to be able to get some yardage.
McGrew falling off one would-be tackler and forced out of bounds. No gain on the play. Longview did a good job stringing that out toward the boundary.
You can see McGrew, though, Greg, he has that ability to be quick and jump cut lateral. I like what I see with this young man.
Credit McGrew with a 1-yard pickup. Right foot in front of the leg, left when he went out of bounds. So it's second down and 9. Simpson and Johnson at the bottom of your screen. That is Simpson in motion. Getting away from a tackler, Eli. And here goes Eli to the end zone. And he scores. 22-yard run. 2 big sprints from LaRaven Eli for the touchdown.
Really, off both of those plays that he had, his wide receiver on that side of the field was number 12, Thaddeus Johnson. Watch number 12 here get the block out there on his wide receiver. He sees the quarterback coming and running. He does enough to get him out of the way where LaRaven Eli can get into that end zone, stretches out into the end zone, and score for the Bruins.
Here for the extra point, Lennar is trying to put Westbrook back in front. It is a 14-13 lead for Westbrook. And quite the run from LaRaven Eli as we go down to the Westbrook sideline to CT.
Well, guys, revenge is a motivating factor if channeled the right way, and LaRaven Eli proved that in the area round of the playoffs against Houston Strake Jesuit. The senior quarterback accounted for 6 touchdowns in the win, avenging the Bruins' non-district loss to Strake Jesuit in the process. But it's incredible how he's performed at such a high level this year. When taking into account he had surgery on his shoulder right before the season started and only got released 2 days before fall camp. Eric Peavy told me he was nervous about it, but guys, since he returned in mid-October, their only loss has been to North Shore. Of course, the team will see next playing for 6A Division I title.
Well, that's a pretty good team, too, that they lost to. But Westbrook has been the equal, and it's been a huge second half of the season. You see LaRaven Eli right there. We might have been talking about the fact that Jeffediah Lester came flying in at him, Gary, and just barely missed him, trapping him for a loss. And Eli kind of gave a little shimmy of the shoulders and got away from it.
Well, Lister is an explosive player from the defensive side over there for Longview, and definitely trying to make a play here. But Eli got that ball into the end zone, an explosive play here from the quarterback position, and A couple of impromptu runs by him is what they needed to get in the end zone.
So Westbrook back in front on the third lead change already in this first half, a 14-13 Bruin lead. And on the return is Williams. Keelan Williams across the 20 up to the 22-yard line. So here comes the Lobo offense, which is connected big on its last two marches down the field and scoring.
You know, when we talked to John King, the head coach for Longview, about his season, you know, he said, you know, they really had the base that they thought they could be pretty good. They came back to this season. They returned 9 starters on the offensive side of the ball, so they knew that their offense had a chance to be good. They needed the defense to grow up a little bit, and I think he's really pleased with how his team has matured over the course of this season.
Williams the deep back, but King on play action going deep. Too much on it. This is going to be a flag, though. Camden Perry was the intended target. Tangled up with him was DeMarcus Coleman, and this should be pass interference against Westbrook.
Yeah, right in the middle of the field, just by the big old star there. And
pass interference, number 4 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot and an automatic first down.
Well, this is DeMarcus Coleman, number 4 here, and he just kind of grabs him around the waist, trying to slow down Camden Perry, and not a great defensive approach there to come across and just go right to the receiver. You got to be able to understand the pace and the speed of the receiver coming out, and you need to match that defensively. Coach told us, he said, that they actually pick on those guys. Derek Peavy told us that they had a chance to pick on guys, and Coleman has been one of those that they've tried to go at, and Brooks as well.
Penalty moves it out to the 37. Now on first down is Keelan Williams, and only able to gain a yard to the 38. White jerseys around him, led by Ryan Greenwood, the senior defensive tackle.
Not much happening there on the ground for the Lobos. Good job up front there by the Bruin defensive front. Defensively, they'll load the box here, Craig. They'll try to take away that run game, so don't be surprised to see them kind of getting 8-9 guys down there around the line of scrimmage.
King having a step away from pressure. Now going deep, looking for Caden Kirby downfield, and can't connect with him. Too much on that pass. DeMarcus Coleman again on the coverage back there, but it's incomplete.
Well, if you think a high school quarterback can throw the football, that was about 58, almost 60 yards in the air that this young quarterback, Haynes King, tossed the ball down the field, showing that he's got some arm strength, and he's trusting his receivers to be able to run under that football. Just one sailed a little bit too far.
He's trusting his dad to give him the right play call,
yes,
too, when he comes out there. We talked to John King about that relationship. He said, I probably hadn't given the kid enough credit. He said, my coaches tell me that all the time. I need to give him a little more credit.
Well, you know, when we talked to him, he was actually pretty solemn speaking about his son. You know, he doesn't like to, talk a lot about him. He wants to pat him on the back at the right times, and he doesn't give him any rope whatsoever. That's what a coach's son is held accountable for, just about everything that he does, and it's no different with him and his relationship with his dad and his coach. He's probably a lot more of a coach first than a dad in that respect around this team.
It is a really unique dynamic and an almost fascinating at times relationship when the quarterback is the son.
Yes.
I mean, there's other kids that play in different parts of the team, but when the quarterback is the head coach's son, it adds even a little more to it, doesn't it, Sarah Merrifield?
Absolutely it does. And in fact, I asked Coach this morning before the game about what it's been like to coach him, and honestly, he got a little bit emotional talking about it, because it really truly has been great watching him progress and grow as not only a quarterback but just a player and a leader in general. And of course, his son appreciates the coaching from his dad, but he still has a whole nother year to spend with it on the sidelines with him. Guys?
All right, and I'm reminded of another conversation. Todd Dodge, the head coach at Westlake High in the Austin area, which lost to Westbrook last week in the semifinal. Of course, he coached Riley Dodge, his son, who's now the head coach at South Lake Carroll. He said he talks to John King about every week. He said he told him, treasure the experience of coaching your son at quarterback. Screen outside of Jesse Anderson. And he'll take it across the 40 to the 41-yard line. But that was a third down screen, and Longview's looking at punting here on fourth down.
It's a good series for the Bruin defense. Stopping that short pass for minimal gain brings up fourth down, and I think that Eric Peavy's liking what he sees from his defense, being able to match this Longview explosive attack.
So ready to punt it. J.K. Martin. Back deep to receive it. Deontay Simpson. Pressure coming, but the kick is away. A little nudge, but nothing more there, in a fair catch. Fielded at the 28-yard line. It's a 31-yard punt. Quite the battle going on here. Early second quarter of a 6A Division II championship.
Tonight on Fox Sports Southwest, high school teams from across the state rally inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be the best in Texas. Don't miss tonight's matchup during the UIL Football State Championship. Brought to you by these sponsors.
The Fox Sports app is made for fans. Follow your favorite teams, live stream games, and the biggest national sporting events. Stay up to date with personalized news, stats, and score updates. And get fast, customized alerts. Download the Fox Sports app today.
I am unstoppable. I'm not afraid to be me. I am full of possibility.
Girls on the Run inspires girls to be joyful, healthy, and confident. Dedicated volunteer coaches help 3rd to 8th grade girls embrace their strengths and celebrate what makes them unique. They team up for a community service project, then finish with a 5K. Thanks to our volunteers and partners, Girls on the Run can be a game changer for young girls. To learn more, log on to girlsontherun.org.
I want to have fun.
I want to have change. I want to belong.
Over 400,000 children are in foster care. Many enter without everyday essentials and haven't experienced the joy of sports.
Join Ticket to Dream and Fox Sports supports to ensure that foster kids reach their full potential.
With the right opportunities, we can help foster kids just be kids. Visit tickettodream.org to find out how you can help.
High School Scoreboard Live on Fox Sports Southwest.
The UIL Football State Championships on Fox Sports Southwest are brought to you by your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. By Jack in the Box, with over 600 locations across the great state of Texas. By Baylor Scott White Health, changing healthcare for the better. By Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, proud official sponsor of the UIL. And by Main Event, the most fun you can have under one roof. Main Event Entertainment. Eat, bowl, play.
Welcome back to the state title game for 6A Division II. Westbrook leads Longview 14-13 in the second quarter. There was a special guest on the field for the coin toss in this game. Special young man by the name of Calder Hodge. He's an 8th grader, and he plays quarterback for his school team. And he has a big dream. He has a big dream, and he hopes to be one day the first player in the NFL to be a double-leg amputee. Calder was born with a bone condition in both of his legs at age 2. His parents had to make the heart-wrenching decision to amputate through the knee. But he's never let the lack of feet keep him from gaining passes and yards on the football field or confidence in himself to keep going. Check out his full story on our website at foxsportssouthwest.com and all of our social media platforms. Guys?
Sarah, thank you. It's a great story, and you're right. He hasn't let anything deter him, including the verbosity of Greg Tepper down on the sidelines there visiting with him. No, it's great we get a chance to visit with Tepp. Here it is on first down, and the pass, nice rollout pass, and a catch made at the 41-yard line by Thaddeus Johnson, leading pass catcher for the Bruins this season.
And then Tyshawn Taylor's coming in from linebacker spot, trying to tattoo the quarterback as he's throwing the football. So a lot of things happening, but that was a nice throw and catch there from the Bruins.
Went for 13 yards. And Johnson at the bottom of your screen. In the slot up top is Deontay Simpson. Here's McGrew. Look at him try to pick his way around traffic and wound up only picking up a couple of yards out of that. He was finding the going difficult, was just trying to get away and had a difficult time trying to shake Zephaniah Lester.
Navigating his way through that course and finding a hole. And he can find a little crease there to sneak through. He's got enough speed to be an explosive player.
Time, trouble reading it all the way was Tyshawn Taylor, coming up with a big loss. So it crashing in all the way back to the 35-yard line to nail Deontay Simpson for a loss all the way back of 8 yards.
Watch right here, coming downhill, number 34, Tyshawn Taylor, the linebacker, and he's just going to go through the gap and just contact him in the backfield. No chance for him. He was actually going to be setting up a throwback, kind of a toss back to the quarterback, but didn't even get to that next level. So Deontay Simpson down for a big loss. Huge play that time by the linebacker, Tyshawn Taylor.
So now the Bruins are looking at 3rd and 16. And Westbrook's going to take a timeout to discuss it.
Well, that linebacker I talked about earlier, he has an ability to run and run through, and he's done that a few times in this ball game. We'll take a look at Taylor here. He's just going to see this play, and then he's just going to take off and strike right through this area. We'll let the play run and let this play go. He takes it all out right there. He saw that from the corner of his eye, and good job of making a big negative play here for this Lobo defense. So you see the quarterback slapping his hands there, thinking he's going to get the football, but Mr. Taylor says no way.
Westbrook 2 out of 5 on 3rd down so far. You look at the Lobos. I mentioned at the top of the telecast, if you were driving westbound on I-20 coming in from East Texas, the interstate was likely to be crowded. 146 miles away there in Gregg County. Of course, they've been in the state titles, championship games 4 times, but only the 1 win, and 727 all-time victories in the top 10. A standard annual power in East Texas. Over the middle and open on 3rd down and 16. Jordan Babineau, enough for the first down, right at the marker, and it looks like he has enough.
Just a zone defense in the back end, and Babineau does a nice job of just getting in the middle of the field and available to his quarterback. He sits there right on the star, right at the 50-yard line, and good throw and catch, and right at the sticks, as you said, Craig.
They're going to measure just to be sure, but it looked like the point of the football might have been enough to move the chains. And that's it, about half a football. Westbrook with a first down. So the Bruins got a defensive stop, and then they convert a 3rd down and 16. And into Longview territory at the Lobo 49. McGrew in the backfield. Deontay Simpson, the motion man. And Eli the throw. But under a lot of pressure, does well just to get rid of it. Being run down there by Jalen Allen, the rover.
Well, the Lobos do a good job of penetrating on defense and disrupting the quarterback and standing back there in the pocket to throw the football. Little rush here. You take the linebacker here, Taylor. He's going to run through there, and then he's going to get up here in the backfield. So a couple of guys are going to be instrumental here, taking him off of his spot. That's what coaches talk about, getting him out of their comfort zone, and well played there by the Lobo defense.
2nd and 10. To the ground and pulling it back out. Eli swings it right side to Dylan Duhan, the tight end. Good run after the catch and close to a first down. A gain of 9, and it brings up 3rd down and 1 for the Bruins.
Duhan liking getting into the game here in the mix. Not a big target throughout the season, but chance to get into the action here in the state championship game.
Came in having caught 17 passes with a couple of touchdowns. Now on 3rd and a yard. The first down accrued by Jacoby Holland. Like how Eric Peavy has rotated the backs, and they're keeping guys fresh as well as the receivers.
Yeah, and they want to be, we talked about earlier about being a balanced attack, and that's what they're trying to do here. They'll run the ball, throw the ball. You know, they'll try to make that explosive play down the field also, but this is kind of the mantra of who they become. They become a more of a balanced approach here.
It's at the 35 and moving toward the light. The light of the end zone is Westbrook. Or that western side of AT&T Stadium where the light is shining in from up top. Back to Holland. Huge hole. Holland to the end zone. 35 yards.
Well, you have to thank the big guys up front because they actually create a space here huge enough for just about anybody to run through. You look at that right down the hash mark there, and Jacoby Holland, plenty of speed to get through the defense here into the end zone for this score for the Bruin offense. Well designed and well executed up front.
The extra point puts Westbrook up 8. 21-13. Westbrook on top of Longview. The Red Sea parted for Jacoby Holland.
This is what happens when you never settle. And you are why we never will.
Sports in Texas. It's where we all come together. It's our lifestyle. It's family. It's our home. And it doesn't get any better than this. Fox Sports Southwest, where we all defend home.
Alone atop the NFC East. Zeke and the Cowboys are ready to put on a show in Dallas. Touchdown, Dallas. As they take on Jameis Winston and the Bucs. Or Khalil Mack and the Bears look to continue their dominant season against the 49ers. It all starts with Fox NFL kickoff, followed by Week 16. Tomorrow on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Behind every never-been-done-before are the faces who commit to making everything better. That's why we're the most awarded healthcare system in Texas. We are Baylor Scott White Health, changing healthcare for the better.
AT&T Stadium, Westbrook on top 21-13 here in the second quarter. And welcome back down to the sidelines, everybody. I'm CT Stecco. Well, Westbrook, Beaumont, it is a proud community, and why not? They haven't won a title since 1982, and Eric Peavy told me earlier this week it's been really cool to watch this entire community come together, no matter what part of town you might be from. Beaumont was once known as the NFL capital of the world, and from 1995 to 2006, Westbrook put 9 players in the NFL alone, including names like Mickey Washington, Jerry Ball, and Earl Dotson. Peavy told us he's humbled to have helped to turn the program around here at Westbrook, and judging by today's turnout and the Bruin fan base, they're all in, and the scoring plays like that last one, Gary, why not, right?
Well, a little bit of a diagnosis here. We'll take a look at the Longview. What happened here, what happened on the defensive side for Longview, kind of ran themselves out of. Look at the Taylor, the linebacker I've talked about. He's going to move over to the left, and that's actually going to allow the hole to open up quite a bit here for the Bruins. He walks himself out of the play, and unfortunate there for the defense, but an excellent job by the Bruins. And CT's right, this offense has come to play, Craig.
Well, as a result of that, Longview will be looking to make adjustments once this game gets to halftime, but Westbrook has been able to strike.
They have.
Last 3 possessions. And their defense, remember, was able to stop Longview last time out after the Lobos had scored back-to-back touchdowns. On the return is Williams outside. Forced out of bounds at the 27-yard line. So Longview going back to work. Now down 8 points here. With just a little over half of this second quarter remaining. Westbrook was able to get Longview behind the chains early in that last series after Longview had picked up 1 first down and forced them to punt.
Yeah, I think as we get towards halftime here, both of these teams are going to try to find some things defensively of how to slow down these offenses. I think the offenses have done pretty well as far as matching what the intensity is of the defense, and both teams look like they've kind of had their way on the offensive side.
Well, Westbrook just had to call a timeout.
Beaumont, Westbrook. That's their second charge timeout.
Eric Peavy didn't like what he saw there defensively, and so he takes a timeout on defense to make sure his guys are set. Westbrook, of course, comes down from the Golden Triangle region of Texas in Beaumont, down there in Jefferson County. Good population base, and even in years of consolidation, which include this year with the new United School, they won a 5A state championship. That was 1982. There were 2 firsts. That was the first year that the UIL went to 2 teams in the playoffs, and had they not done it, Westbrook would not have made it. They were a brand new school It took a while for the schools, the student body, and the program under the legendary Alex Durley to mesh, to gel. They started 1-4, and then they got it together, and Jerry Ball was their fullback.
There you go.
They got it going, went into the playoffs, had a wild win in the playoffs in the Astrodome over Houston Yates, and then took on L.D. Bell High School, coached by a legendary coach in Tim Edwards out of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, played them in the Astrodome and won the state title in their first year as a program, 1982. And looking for their second, just as Longview is seeking its second state championship. Rolling out, turning upfield, and it's up to the 35-yard line by Haynes King. Jay Bell, Trey Sims on the tackle. And reaching this 6A Division II state final, the road included that wild shootout win over Strake, and then over Katie Tompkins as well, and then Austin Westlake, which had an outstanding defense, and yet Eric Peavy's ball club able to get some big offensive plays in that one and held on for a 35-30 victory. That pass incomplete on second down, looking for Keelan Williams. Haynes King too much on that, and it brings up third down.
I'm not sure there was much there anyway. The defense is deployed very well for Westbrook. Brings up a third and short here. I think this is important for Longview to convert this if they want to get kind of chip away and get back in this ball game. 6 minutes to go here in this second quarter. You want to maintain this drive.
So third down. A couple needed for the first. Running on the option. King stood up and then moves forward. No, what a job by the quarterback, King, and he may have picked up the first down. Looked like he might be stopped for no gain, and Haynes King continued to push forward and got some help from the pile and might have picked up.
That's going to be pretty close here. We'll take a look at it as he moves into the bat there. Good job of pressing on the defensive line for the Bruins, pushing an offensive lineman right in the face of King right there, bingo, and he just keeps his legs moving to see if he can get enough for the first down. They're going to measure this out there.
Right there, and there's some
business right there going on.
Yeah, there's a little bit of giving the business there. Here's the stretch.
Looks like he's got it.
Yeah, enough for the first down. Haynes King doing that, a lot of that on his own there. So first down for Longview. Half of this second quarter to go here. This result so far may be raising a few eyebrows from those who follow the game closely across the state and see how powerful this Longview team has been throughout the course of the season. King with time, deep over the middle and too much. Intended for Camden Perry. There was bracket coverage there.
That was good coverage.
And it's second down and 10.
Secondary responded pretty well there. And Camden Perry coming inside towards that post route. Ball sails a little bit on him. And this Longview team, has kind of been tested this year. We talked to Coach King about his team. He said, the win that they had over Rockwell this year, they kind of had to come from behind to win that ball game, and they kind of grew up, he said, after that, and that really helped them to establish who they are, and really, Craig, in a sense, give them an idea of what they might need to do in this game. Obviously, they're here behind in this game. So don't panic. The message is don't panic in a football team in an environment like this. You've been there before, and you can come back and do something well.
False start. Number 66 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay. Take it down.
First penalty against the Lobos. And moves them back 5 yards. So we talk about that old phrase, Gary, behind the chains. Longview has to work from that now, facing a 2nd and 15. King will look to throw. Got a lot of time. And he does have Perry over the middle. First down and more. And probably tack on a face mask on the end of that as the flags come in. Deontic Ware on the tackle, but probably 15 more added to a 26-yard strike across the middle.
The first thing I see is the protection up front. The offensive line does a nice job for the pocket, allows Haynes King to step into the throw unimpeded there.
Number 23 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot. First down.
Camden Perry works his way in the middle of the field, and here's the face mask at the end of it.
Well, the end result of that winds up being 41 yards moved downfield. 26 on the pass to Perry and an additional 15 on the face mask. So the ball is down to the Westbrook 27-yard line.
Yeah, plenty of time here, still 5 minutes, a little over 5 minutes to go here in this second quarter. And Longview with good field position, chance to do something.
King, double move downfield, there, and unable to hold on to it is Kirby. Jarek Brooks had the coverage.
Good makeup speed that time by Jarek Brooks because he was open. The ball was thrown out there to the spot. He has to run to it, but Jarek Brooks, number 7, watch him come up and make up this speed, get that hand in there between the receiver's hands and pull that ball away. That was good catch-up speed, Craig.
It was. Closed well with the right hand to poke it out. 2nd and 10. Kirby certainly had an opportunity to pull one in for a touchdown. Replaced by Caius Moore on the field. King downfield, and there is Camden Perry inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal. Ball came out on the tail end of it. This, I think, is a fumble, and it's Westbrook football. Jarek Brooks on the recovery. I'm sure the booth will take a quick, if not extended look, but for the moment, it's going over to the Bruins. Well,
Camden Perry is the receiver, and he's trying to make something happen after this initial contact. He's trying to push, and then the ball pops out there. The left hand pulled out by Jarek Brooks, who causes the fumble, gets that ball out. So this is going to be a fumble. The ball is moving before the receiver goes to the ground. Camden Perry loses control of it. Jarek Brooks pulls it out. I believe he recovered it as well.
So Perry, who had the big touchdown catch earlier, loses it there as Jarek Brooks.
A couple of good defensive plays here by Brooks in that secondary for the Bruins.
That's what you call a forced turnover.
Yes, indeed.
At the 7. McGrew in the backfield. It is Robert McGrew. Lowers the shoulder for a pickup of 3, maybe 4. As he crests the 10-yard line. Zephaniah Lester. And Kyrie and Jackson Jamerson. Jackson Jamerson in on the tail end of that. It's a 4-yard carry to the 11.
Yeah, Lester comes up and makes that tackle. Coach King told us, he says he's got 300 or 400 tackles in his career. He's always around the ball.
Movement into the line this time. Jordan Wallace was coming across.
Offsides. Number 98 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. We play 2nd down.
And Jordan Wallace trying to anticipate the snap count there. Just came out of the stance a little too quickly. Move it up to the 16-yard line now, and it's 2nd and a yard for Westbrook. To McGrew again. Lowers the shoulder, and the forward progress should record the 1st down. Jalen Allen, the tackle, but from where they're walking up, it's enough to move the chains.
Yeah, they have. They've moved it forward. Pretty methodical here for this Bruin offense, just kind of bouncing through. They're getting this 1st down, but they're not in any hurry here. Just under 4 minutes to go with the 1st down. Fresh set of downs here inside their own 20-yard line, They do have a good lead here, 21-13 here, but I wouldn't put the brakes on. Just kind of keep your offense humming, move it with good pace. See if something can pop for you.
Eli sends it out right side incomplete. Yeah, looking toward Thaddeus Johnson.
I think his arm was hit as he threw the football, and it did not allow him to follow through with that ball to bring it down. And we've seen him throw that ball a little bit over his receivers all night long here. Unfortunate around that. Watch the contact here, perhaps, as he gets into the throw. Is he going to disrupt his arm? Maybe a little bit towards the end.
2nd and 10. Now to Holland. Bouncing it outside. Stiff arm. And Jacoby Holland turns it up to the 22-yard line. A pickup of 5. Zephaniah Lester on the tackle. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
Well, does John King roll the dice here, call a timeout to try to get the ball back to his Lobo offense? hoping his defense can make a play on third down. You see the stiff arm here by King.
And Lester stayed with it, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's 3rd down and 5. And a nice job, by the way, of Holland switching after he started to cut the run inside, bounced it outside. Able to pick up 5 yards. Now it's 3rd down and 5.
I think we'd see a timeout here for Longview if they stop him here on 3rd down.
Eli coming back the other way. Whoa. And what an adjustment to knock him down. Big hit delivered by Isaiah Rogers. A loss of a yard, and now indeed, as Gary Reasons figured would happen, John King calls a timeout here with 2:33 to go in the half.
Well, a little bit of a sandwich here with Ritt, and watch Rogers come right on the inside here, and this is a big time hit, folks. Shoulder to shoulder. It's exactly what your coach should do. Isaiah Rogers does a nice job there. Low contact. Definitely one that everybody in his house heard and I think somewhat felt.
Yeah, there was some oohing and eyeing going on around the stadium here with this huge crowd that's on. And like we said, the lower 3 levels completely filled here, and folks starting to even spill into the upper regions.
Yeah, Isaiah's been a little busy here this afternoon and done a nice job being around the football. And I think for Coach King, for Longview, he's wanting to tell his team right now, he says, hey, we have a chance to do something. That's why I called this timeout. We're not going to be passive or take away any opportunity for us to do something and hopefully get another score before halftime.
So it'll be 4th down, and the punt to come from Westbrook. Troy Yeoman to kick it. Deep to receive it is Jordan Burton. Yeoman with a decent kick. Takes a decent bounce as well for Westbrook, and it'll be down at the 41-yard line of Longview, a 37-yard punt. Coming up on the Ford Championship halftime report with Aaron Hardigan and the coach, Ken Purcell. Look back at this fight back from the Bruins, and Highland Park does it again. The Scots reigning supreme, making it a 3-peat in 5A Division I. Tonight, the 6A Division I state championship. 2nd ranked and unbeaten Galena Park North Shore taking on 4th ranked and undefeated Duncanville. Tonight at 7 o'clock on Fox Sports Southwest. Here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, it'll be on Fox Sports Southwest Plus. Looking forward to that one. With 2:25 to go. Quick pass outside of Camden Perry. Perry takes it upfield and a 1st down to the 40-yard line. That goes as a hit of 19 yards.
Well, a little surprising, I think, for the Bruins to kind of be in that man coverage look, because he just breaks that tackle and he takes that to the house, and that's a quick score for Longview. So good job here by the Lobos trying to put the pedal down a little bit and move this offense. Still plenty of time, just over 2 minutes to go in this half.
And the Lobos have 1 timeout at their disposal. King with a lot of time to go deep. Wide open is Kirby. This is a touchdown. 40 yards to Caden Kirby. Longview strikes back.
Well, it all starts with the defense. The defense for the Lobos turned away the Bruins offensively to set this up. The punt was not great, gave them good field position. And then John King decided, okay, we're going to take this thing and put it in the air a little bit. A couple of passes here, and his son, Hayden King, does a nice job of reading the defense, and there's a wide open receiver with a good route in the end zone.
Haynes King can sling it, can he?
Yes, he can.
A fake on the 2-pointer, but now flags come down. It's going to be a false start. Would have tied the score. Instead, now they move it back further. Here's the call for Mike Atkinson, the referee.
False start on the right guard. He was going down and never got set. 5-yard penalty. Replay the try.
Longview fans don't like the call, but I like the explanation. Never got set. You saw him there, the right guard on the right side. Just never completely was set.
Well, they saw something on tape, and that's what they executed the play for the two-point conversion. They thought they'd been able to do that. We'll take another look at that touchdown going down the field, and you see the pocket here where the quarterback has a chance to step in there. No pressure whatsoever from the Bruins allows them to hit Kirby in the end zone.
So now Martin will go for the conventional point after, and it's good. So it's back to a one-point game with 1:54 remaining in the half. And Katie Kirby on the receiving end of that. You see the conversation going on between Drew Rawls and Jarrett Brooks about a little miscommunication.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Can't let those guys go wide open like that. That's a miscommunication, no doubt about that, in the backfield for Westbrook. But you know, you take a look at the turn of events here now. This is a one-point ball game, and it's really anybody's ball game. These adjustments that these teams will make at halftime. It's going to be a fun one here till the end, Craig.
Boy, it has been punch and counter punch here in the first half.
You know, I kind of like the chess match. You know, the thinking part about how do you use your timeouts? How do you do the little things? And that's what Coach King was on, all of that. He understood what the time was like and what it would mean to his offense. And then you got to open up the playbook a little bit. Have the confidence in your quarterback and also your receivers to make those catches. And fortunately for the Bruins, a little bit of a deficiency in the secondary with some wide open receivers.
I was watching Eric Peavy. We had that shot of him, and his words were ringing back in my mind from when we visited with him this week. And he said, "Cannot give up the big play." And you just saw him walking in there shaking his head about it. That's exactly what it was, a 40-yard strike. This one will be a fair catch. Come out to the 25 with 1:54 remaining. And the Lobos, when they've hit big.
Yes. Yeah, yards per play. That's a definite big number on 11 yards per play in this football game. So when they've moved it well.
And now, what does Coach Peavy want to do with his ball club here? One timeout remaining for Westbrook at 1:54 to go in the half.
The last time out, I think they were somewhat conservative. They decided they were not going to really press the issue against the Lobo defense and trying to ride that lead into the halftime. But I think a little bit almost backfired on them.
Remembering Longview will get the football to start the second half. McGrew shifts out of the backfield, but he'll be thrown the pass. Here's McGrew turning it upfield and forced out of bounds after a gain of 5 to the 30. 1:48 remaining in the half. Nice little first down swing pass to McGrew out of the backfield.
Swing, speed, gate, got the receivers out front, 3 of them out there, and then the running back catches that swing pass. Clock is stopped.
Second down and 5. And now take it off. That's a first down and more. Here goes Eli. Only Lester to beat. And Lester is able to hold him up and work him out of bounds. Little Raven Eli. An explosion up the right sideline of 55 yards.
Well, a little bit of a deception play here. Thought that they were going to throw it to the left side. He pulls it down to the right, and then he just does this all on his own. Makes a couple of defenders miss, and then turns it up for a big play and a good job on the sideline. Working that sideline a little bit and getting those extra yards. And now they got the Bruins in business here in the Lobo side of the field.
Still workable clock situation, 1:36 and a timeout at the Bruins' disposal. From the Longview 25. Raven deep over the middle. Touchdown! Deontay Simpson. Back comes Westbrook.
Well, that's a nice play call, nice play design. You got 3 vertical routes here. You see the receivers going down the field. Simpson coming from the offside, goes into that post area. He goes up, high points that football and pulls it in. Good throw and catch from the quarterback. The Raven Eli throws a strike. Simpson's had a good half.
Back to an 8-point lead. Well, Raven Eli has had himself a good half as well.
Yeah, watch number 2 there, the quick little post route there, and defender is behind. He's wide open as far as the quarterback is concerned. No one going to catch that but that receiver. He throws it out in front, just enough to allow his receiver to jump up and get it. The Bruins answer, Craig.
And did it quickly.
Yes, indeed. About 30 seconds or so, and that chess match we talked about, it's on.
How about 29 seconds to move it 79 yards in 3 plays?
Wow. Well, improvisation and the running ability of the quarterback set that up so that you're in Lobo territory, deep in Lobo territory. Now that sets up that pass play. So a couple of guys, Arabian Eli, both using his legs on the run game, getting that down the sideline, setting that up, and then smartly enough, takes enough time in the back of in the pocket and finds a speedy receiver, Simpson, on the post route for the touchdown.
Well, Longview has a timeout remaining. There's still 1:25 to go in the half.
You're hinting that we're not done yet, huh?
It may not be. Not the way this first half's gone. From the 9-yard line, it's Keelan Williams. And Williams, with a flag down, will reach the 40-yard line, but some of this will be negated.
Yeah, a little competitiveness here.
And another flag comes down. So let's hold on and we'll see what happened in terms of tempers flaring on both sides as the emotions have heated up here. Eric Peavy got out there in a hurry to get his guys out of the fray.
Well, we're probably going to have some blocking infraction is my guess here on the return. Then after, we're going to have a dead ball foul. You see the hit here on Keelan Williams and trying to get up, and then the little, he tackles him twice, so to speak. And Keelan's one of those guys, he likes to pop up and jump up, and that's just his nature. He's not a big body guy, and then there's some pushing and shoving going around.
Yeah, that's and the whole key about it is, watch here at the end. There's somebody shoving from behind. There's another flag coming in there. There
are 2 fouls on the play. We have a live ball holding foul on number 40 on the return team. That is a 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. After we have a dead ball, personal foul on number 23. Both penalties will be assessed.
So it was at the 40-yard line, and there's 25 yards worth of penalties to be assessed. Some of this may wind up being half the distance once it moves back inside the 20 from the spot of the foul on the infraction on the return, but it's still going to pin Longview deep into the field.
It basically takes a pretty good return by Williams up to where it's manageable to possibly do something offensively, to where probably Coach King is saying, we don't need to mess with it here. I'm not really sure, but
3. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
Yeah. That's where the dead ball foul is half the distance. Gary, this all but eliminates a decent scoring drive or decent scoring opportunity, because this is going to be marched all the way back to the 11, call it the 12-yard line. And John King at this point, Gary, may want to just go ahead and get it to the locker room.
Yeah, that's probably my guess, but you know what, these guys, they've proven us wrong here.
Well, you can always hand it off and see if you get something big, but it looks like they're in safe protection mode right now. Hand off. Bouncing it outside, out over the 20. Nice run there by Caden Meredith, a sophomore. He's rushed for over 600 yards this season. And Meredith with a big carry picks up 18 yards. So maybe it changes the mindset again.
Yeah, Coach King's going up tempo here. He says, hey, this is a deep eye tailback here, and no doubt about that, he's going to run through there and allow his offense, I think, to get up the line of scrimmage to make something happen.
Under a minute now, but it's at least at the 30-yard line, operating space. Although King under a whirl of pressure, caught out over the 35. That was wafted almost up for grabs. There's also a flag on the play. The catch was made by Robert Vincent.
There'll be linemen downfield here on this, Craig, because the pass was beyond the line of scrimmage and the receivers were beyond the line of scrimmage. So that's what we're going to see here. See the big fellas out front. It's supposed to be a screen pass, but just got too many guys out in front of that. Good pressure here by the Bruin defense and putting pressure on Haynes King.
Ineligible receiver downfield. number 75 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's big senior Kalen Allen.
Jay Bell did a nice job of continuing to the quarterback, putting pressure on King and not allowing him to throw this on timing to set up that screen pass.
So it's going to be first down and 15 from the 25, and now the clock is running.
Yeah, they've got it moving here.
King. That's incomplete. I'll tell you what, that was almost a spectacular grab.
He fell
outside by Perry.
He fell out of the break. He fell down, and then he's trying to get back up. The ball's coming in. Almost made this. Watch him go up there, and as he makes the cut, he slips down. Unfortunate, but he's going, and there he goes, and tries to make that catch nonetheless. Would have been spectacular.
So second down with half a minute to go in. Hayden Kirby caught the touchdown pass a few moments ago. He's at the bottom of your screen. This play's going option keeper by King, wrestled down. And Eric Haynes, Markel Clark team up on the tackle, and we'll see if Longview chooses to run another play. Don't think that they will here. I think we're going to see a high-scoring first half. Take a Westbrook lead to the locker room by 8, and that will be the case. 28-20 at the half. Westbrook against this 4th-ranked and unbeaten Longview Lobo team here at halftime of the 6A Division II state championship. Heck of a first half for the underdog Bruins.
No doubt about that.
And the head coach of those Bruins, Eric Peavy, down with RCT Steckel.
All right, Craig, thanks so much. Coach, you guys are averaging 9 yards a carry. Why are you so effective up front?
The kids are just getting after it. O-line's been doing it all year, but they've really accepted the challenge this week.
Defensively, though, giving up almost 30 yards of pass play. How do you shore up the defensive secondary?
We've got to take care of that. You know, we're going to go in the half right now and try to fix that real quick.
Coach, a lot of talking out here. It's getting chippy. How do you keep the emotions in check the last 24 minutes?
Hey, that's East Texas football. It doesn't matter if you're southeast, northeast, east. That's how we play. The kids will control themselves. I know Coach King's got a great crew. We're going to have to take care of our kids, but it's just how it is, man. You can't play football without a little talk.
We like it this way, Coach. Yeah. Good luck in the final 24.
Right, thank you.
Greg, back to you.
Yeah, nobody could put it better. That's East Texas football, no question about it. The Beasts from the East Longview, however, trail the Westbrook Bruins 28-20 at intermission. The Ford Championship halftime report is next.
For a limited time, pick your play at Main Event. Pick all-you-can-play activities or pick unlimited arcade games. Only $19.95 all day, every day. Whatever you choose, you just can't lose at Main Event. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Introducing my new panitos, featuring the deli trio and turkey bacon and cheddar, both on toasted ciabatta bread. Served in a no-mess bag, they're almost too easy to eat on the go. So here are a few pani do's and pani don'ts. Eating in a car, eating on a car. While tackling errands, while getting tackled by a guy named Aaron. While working on your website, while twerking at a construction site. Actually, I think that's a pani do. Try my new deli trio or turkey bacon and cheddar panitos, delivered exclusively with DoorDash.
Whatever it is you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
For a limited time, pick your play at Main Event. Pick all-you-can-play activities or pick unlimited arcade games. Only $19.95 all day, every day. Whatever you choose, you just can't lose at Main Event. Hurry, offer ends soon.
The
for the 6A Division II state title game here at AT&T Stadium, where it has been a long time coming for both of these programs, and boy, are they playing like it. Westbrook's last title 36 years ago, while the Lobos of Longview have waited 81. The Bruins, though, the underdogs, currently stifling the Beast Texas run game at the half as Westbrook leads 28-20. We'll, of course, get into that as we welcome you into the Ford Championship halftime from the concourse here at AT&T Stadium. Aaron Hardigan, hoping you are enjoying the UIL State Championship games. I know longtime coach and AD Ken Purcell sure is. In fact, I looked at you moments ago and I said, man, we got a boxing match. And you go, yeah, it's for the heavyweight title too.
Oh man, the Bruins and the Lobos came to play today. They both came in. They both got fine coaches. They both got fine programs. This is a battle royal. You know, I don't know if the Lobos have had anybody punch back the way the Bruins are right now. Well, the Lobos hit a long pass there and really excited and everything's good. Well, the Bruins just come back and march down the field in two to four plays. I'm not sure what it was. It was fast. And they scored. So what I think both coaches got to do is go in and settle them down. And it's getting chippy, but I love the comment. This is East Texas football. It's a little chippy, and we expect it to be a little chippy, but our kids are going to be under control.
And as Peavy told CT, he said, I love it this way. So he agrees with you. Let's take you through the first few rounds of this heavyweight fight we got going on here at AT&T Stadium today. Again, the Bruins of Westbrook, 1982, that was the last time they took home a state title. Well, the Lobos last won the title back in 1937. Wasn't that around the Great Depression, Coach? Third meeting between the two. Westbrook, of course, won in 2016. Longview in 2017. Who wins today? Well, in the first quarter, Jesse Anderson going up the gut for the 3-yard touchdown. Two-point try was no good, but at least puts the Lobos on the board first, and still in that opening quarter. Laravian Eli, this is a name you might want to know. With the off-balance throw in all to Deontay Simpson, they are the tandem we have been watching all day. 7-6 lead late in the first. Haynes King, he said, if you're going to stifle my run game, I'm going to go through the air to a guy named Camden Perry, who stiff-armed that defender there on the way for a 77-yarder. Longview regains the lead at 13-7. We head to the second quarter, where Eli this time would keep it himself, proving that he too can use his legs as he rushed for 99 just this half. Westbrook back on top. Jacoby Holland up the middle here a little later and completely untouched, Coach, into the end zone.
Unbelievable. They're going back and forth.
2 minutes to go. Again, at this point, I think Longview had like 28 rushing yards. They averaged 256. So like I said, Haynes King is going to have to do it with the arm. He does, thanks to Caden Kirby luring that one in. Lobos down 21-20, and on the ensuing Bruins drive, Eli finds Simpson for the 25-yarder. Simpson with 4 catches for 76 and 2 scores already today. Westbrook, again, 28-20 at the break. And as I mentioned, Coach, Longview, the unbeaten Lobos, favored heading into this one, averaged 256 rushing yards a game. 47. Westbrook is almost hitting Longview's average.
Well, what it is, the front for Westbrook, the defensive front, is playing great right now. I'm sure Coach King knew they were good, but they are very good. They are really holding the line. There's no place to run right now, so you have no choice but to go to the air.
What have you made of, the ability of Haynes King to at least make it with the arm? I mean, and Westbrook's going to have to obviously adjust to that.
Well, I think that if you either stop the run or you stop the pass, hopefully you do both, but I think Westbrook has really put their linebackers up, and they're playing the run really tough. So that's opened up some of the deep routes for Longview.
Well, and as Peavy said at the break, the reason he and his Bruins have 237 on the ground in the first half is thanks to those, what are they called up front? The big hog mollies. We don't know what they are. It's what Tepper calls them, and they are doing a tremendous job for Westbrook, who leads this one 28-20. It is the middle game of a triple header today at AT&T Stadium, and boy, did we have a memorable one to open things today, as Chandler Morris of Highland Park joined a pretty esteemed list. We'll take through next.
Bring all the gifts for under the tree. And while you're at it, bring the tree. Ford F-150. Best-in-class payload. Best-in-class towing. Built for the holidays.
Now get a 2018 F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months. Plus make no payments for 90 days. Only at your Best in Texas Ford dealer.
Introducing my new panitos, featuring the deli trio and turkey bacon and cheddar, both on toasted ciabatta bread. Served in a no-mess bag, they're almost too easy to eat on the go. So here are a few pani do's and pani don'ts. Eating in a car, eating on a car. While tackling errands, while getting tackled by a guy named Aaron. While working on your website, while twerking at a construction site. Actually, I think that's a pani do. Try my new deli trio or turkey bacon and cheddar panitos, delivered exclusively with DoorDash.
Tonight on Fox Sports Southwest, high school teams from across the state rally inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be the best in Texas. Don't miss tonight's matchup during the UIL Football State Championship. Brought to you by these sponsors.
We're gonna have a funky Christmas. It's gonna be a funky Christmas. Hit it. Funky Christmas.
From where I first joined AYSO to wherever soccer takes me, there are lessons the sport teaches, on and off the field.
You gotta believe, you gotta believe, you gotta believe.
That's why joining AYSO is more than about what happens on the field. This game prepares you for life, wherever you go. Maybe you'll be a soccer star. Either way, with AYSO, you will shine. Go to ayso.org to sign up now.
History doesn't just happen. People make it. Jackie Robinson made history by taking the field. You too can make history. Help Jackie Robinson Foundation scholars become the next generation of trailblazers and history makers. To support the Jackie Robinson Foundation, visit www.jackie.robinson.org.
High school sports under the spotlight, Sunday on Fox Sports Southwest.
Aaron Hardigan, Coach Ken Purcell welcoming you back to the Ford Championship halftime show where, Coach, I don't think the marching bands get enough credit for the energy they provide a team.
They do a great job, and people don't know how hard these bands work every day, every week. It's really something.
12 state championship rings for you. The marching bands got you all dozen of them, didn't they? And we welcome you back to the concourse of AT&T Stadium where it has been deafening. It has been deafening in this one with the crowd. We haven't got an official attendance count for this one. I know we had 28,000 in the first, but these two teams from East Texas can travel.
Well, I've said the Lobos are going to bring a ton of people. Westbrook, unbelievable their attendance. But now you got North Shore and Duncanville's people coming in. It's chaos around here.
No doubt. Well, Westbrook currently leads Longview 28-20 at the break. As I mentioned, 28,000 were in attendance for a David versus Goliath in the first one here today. It was, of course, Highland Park riding back-to-back wins, meeting first-year UIL varsity program Shadow Creek. So Sharks looking to become just the third team in state history to win state as a first-year program. And on the opening drive, Chandler Morris of Highland Park would say you might have to wait a bit longer because Bennett Brown would reel that one in. Scott's up 14-6 after one in the second. Morris hitting Finn Corwin, another one of his fave targets with fancy footwork, and you see why. Corwin had 12 catches for 142. Highland Park 24-9 at the half. We go to the final quarter here. Sharks down 27-9. Jamarian George, he was the star for the Sharks and finding room down the sideline for a 99-yard. You wish you had more help, Coach, in this one, right? I mean, he was the star for the Sharks, and he was still fighting to the end. The longest run there, 99 yards in 5A state championship history. Sharks would go for two, and Kyron Drones runs it in here on the, they're hanging tough, 27-17, and with 4 minutes to go, Randy Allen had to sweat this one out on Highland Park. Fourth down for the Sharks. George gets sacked by Prince Dorba, the defensive MVP with 9, a championship record 9 sacks today. He's your defensive MVP, of course. Highland Park gets the three-peat and pushes their win streak to 31 games. Chandler Morris Of course, joining an esteemed list of quarterbacks to bring Randy Allen the title at Highland Park, and he credited his receiver Finn Corwin, who met with Lauren Blackwell.
What a game for you. What's it like being on that field with a guy like Chandler Morris and such an explosive offense?
I mean, everyone's just trying to do their own play as a team. I mean, we want to win the game, and no matter what happens, we're going to go 100%. And having Coach Allen, he's a wizard back there. I mean, he calls everything, and he's seeing plays, and he's trusting our opinions too. So, I can't be more thankful and blessed to be able to play for Coach Allen and then having Chandler, the stud he is at quarterback.
Another state title under your belt. How does it feel to go out like this with a game that you had?
It was a great feeling. At the beginning of the season, when Coach Allen left, we said, look, guys, it's going to be on us. He came back, and, his Christmas came early. But, it's a great experience. It's what do you want your legacy to be? And we wanted ours to be on top and come through to be the best team in Highland Park history.
And I know Finn and Chandler and the entire offense were quick to credit the Scots defense today for stifling Jamarian George and the speedy offense that Randy Allen knew he was going to face. In fact, as I mentioned, Scots had a UAL championship record, 9 sacks. That Prince Dorba with 4 of them.
Oh, yeah, the defense, as I've said all along, I said earlier during the game, the Scots defense was doing a great job of slowing down the Sharks. This was a great game. It was won in the first half by the Scots. Actually, the second half, they were outscored 8-3, but they had built that lead from the first half, and they were able to hold on. With 5:26 left in the game, the Sharks were on the 23-yard line, and it's 17-27. It's a 2-score game. And Highland Park comes up with a big stop, and that changed it.
And I got to ask you, too, Chandler Morris joining Matthew Stafford and John Stephen Jones as the 3 quarterbacks to bring Randy a title at Highland Park.
Well, I also said this on the previous broadcast. My heart goes out to him. Taking over the way he did for a back-to-back quarterback, and the monkey's been on his back. He even said in the post-game interview, a lot of people doubted me. And for him to come through and win a championship is a great, great thing.
A well-spoken kid as well. And, Randy told us a great story this week. He said a good friend of his last year after the back-to-back run said, hey, you might as well hang him up because you're not going to go out any better than this. He just three-peated. Does he come back for a 4-peat?
Well, I think he said, I'm coming back for a number of years, so I think he's going to stick around.
So no more 3-week retirements for Randy Allen is what we're saying here. Congrats to him and the Scots on 3 straight, as that was just the kickoff to today's triple header. Coach, I want to remind you that Galena Park North Shore, who will be in the finale tonight with Duncanville, beat Westbrook, who currently leads this game over Longview. Galena Park North Shore beat Westbrook by 48.
These games tonight is unbelievable. This is an unbelievable game. North Shore and Duncanville, I've seen both of them play. I'd hate to play against either one of them. This year, some of the matchups are just tremendous. Duncanville knocking off Allen last week.
Oh.
So you can tell there's a buzz in this building right now. Everyone's excited about the matchups.
It's deafening, and we love it.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you also have the earpieces in as well. We're going to take a quick break here on the Ford Championship halftime. When we return, though, Coach will have his keys to the second half as the heavyweight boxing match from AT&T Stadium continues. Stick with us.
This is what happens when you never settle. And you are why we never will.
Whatever it is you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
Introducing my new panitos, featuring the deli trio and turkey bacon and cheddar, both on toasted ciabatta bread. Served in a no-mess bag, they're almost too easy to eat on the go. So here are a few pani do's and pani don'ts. Eating in a car, eating on a car. while tackling errands, while getting tackled by a guy named Aaron, while working on your website, while twerking at a construction site. Actually, I think that's a panini do. Try my new deli trio or turkey bacon and cheddar panitos, delivered exclusively with DoorDash.
Congratulations to the Boys and Girls Club Great Futures Teen of the Month, Tamar Anderson. Tamar is an honor roll student and Boys and Girls Club scholarship winner. She enjoys volleyball, the yearbook club, and the BSA organization. Tamar volunteers at the local mission and supports sports fundraising at her high school. Tamar has a great future with a focus on becoming a teacher. She enjoys mentoring youth and helping them succeed in school. Join Fox Sports Southwest in supporting the Boys and Girls Clubs of America.
Kick off New Year's Eve with 2 great bowls on Fox and FS1. 1, 2, 3. On Fox, Oregon battles Michigan State in a showdown at the Red Box Bowl.
It's on time! It's on time!
Then on FS1, Utah, Northwestern in the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl.
It all comes down to this.
New Year's Eve, the Red Box Bowl at 2:30 Eastern on Fox. Then the Holiday Bowl at 6:30 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Behind every never been done before are the faces who commit to making everything better. That's why we're the most awarded healthcare system in Texas. We are Baylor Scott White Health, changing healthcare for the better.
Second half of the 6A Division II state title game here at AT&T Stadium. Moments away as we continue on the Ford Championship halftime, where the Bruins of Westbrook last won state in 1982, their only other appearance, as it has been a long time coming for them. But you think it's been an even longer time for the Lobos of Longview on the other side, who have waited 81 years for a state title. And both teams today, Coach, playing like it.
And one of them's going to have a state title. One of them's going to take that away.
One of them will walk away with
We're not going to tie, I'll tell you that.
Well, again, we called it a heavyweight match of sorts. What do you expect here in the second?
Well, I think the keys to it are going to be, I think both coaches are saying, number one, cool down, get calm. And the second thing, do your job. Don't try to do somebody else's job on defense. We're getting people loose deep. Secondary, you've got to get deeper than the receivers. What I've seen, there aren't a lot of intermediate routes. They're going for the bombs on both teams. So we've got to tell our secondary, don't get beat deep. And it's going to be an unbelievable second half.
He has 12 state championship rings. He knows what he's talking about. Well, we're going to enjoy this atmosphere, and we hope you do as well. Second half of Westbrook and Longview is next. Enjoy. We'll see you afterward on Ford Championship Live.
For a limited time, pick your play at Main Event. Pick all-you-can-play activities or pick unlimited arcade games. Only $19.95 all day, every day. Whatever you choose, you just can't lose at Main Event. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Bring all the gifts for under the tree. And while you're at it, bring the tree. Ford F-150. Best-in-class payload. Best-in-class towing. Built for the holidays.
Now get a 2018 F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months. Plus make no payments for 90 days. Only at your Best in Texas Ford dealer.
For a limited time, pick your play at Main Event. Pick all-you-can-play activities or pick unlimited arcade games. Only $19.95 all day, every day. Whatever you choose, you just can't lose at Main Event. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Tonight on Fox Sports Southwest, high school teams from across the state rally inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be the best in Texas. Don't miss tonight's matchup during the UIL Football State Championship. Brought to you by these sponsors.
Over 40 years ago, AYSO had a radical idea about girls soccer. Let them play. Now every weekend, girls play soccer with passion. And with the right kind of support, anything can happen. AYSO, great soccer starts here.
I want to have fun.
want to have change. I want to belong.
Over 400,000 children are in foster care. Many enter without everyday essentials and haven't experienced the joy of sports.
Join Ticket to Dream and Fox Sports supports to ensure that foster kids reach their full potential.
With the right opportunities, we can help foster kids just be kids. Visit tickettodream.org to find out how you can help.
High School Scoreboard Live on Fox Sports Southwest.
Halftime of a first-half shootout. Beaumont Westbrook on top of Longview 28-20. Look at the Ford first-half statistics. Yeah, numbers all over the place.
Yeah, they really are. A lot of offense in this ballgame. I expect to see some better defense, but some explosive plays from explosive players. Kind of what we expected, Craig, kind of back and forth. It's a close ballgame.
Yeah, and as such, you saw Westbrook take advantage of a couple of mistakes there and hit some big plays early on, and then Longview trying to bounce back late.
Well, they certainly did, and both teams, I think, are trying to find the answers at halftime right now. We'll take a look at what's happening at halftime, our Baylor Scott White game diagnosis. Well, Haynes King came in and threw the ball to his #1 guy, and I tell you, Camden Ferry does a nice job here after the catch. He's a leading receiver in the first half of this ballgame. 5 catches, 145 yards. He's had a good go at it, but this quarterback from the other side, the Bruins, well, he had something to say about that. The Raven Eli, he takes off here on a nice, easy jump, and I think that he's done a great job balancing his team. He's got over 100 yards rushing in this game. The Bruins have run the ball well in this ball game today.
Before we kick off the second half, let's go down to Longview sideline with head coach John King. Here's Sarah Merrifield.
Coach, a very fiery end to that first half. What needs to happen in this half to keep the same momentum?
Well, we need to run the football a lot better on offense. Not been able to do that. Luckily, we've hit some big pass plays, and then defensively maintain leverage. We've let the quarterback get out of the pocket and flush, and he's really hurt us with his legs.
Good luck in the second half. Thank you so much, guys.
All right, thanks very much. And we get ready to start this second half with Longview getting the football down 8 at 28-20. So we'll see, and they'll get the opportunity right out of the gate, Gary, to show what they can do.
Yeah, probably try to knot this thing up. I think that's Coach King's, probably his approach. That, hey, we got to put points on the board here to match the intensity of what the Bruins have shown us.
Short kickoff, fielded at the 14-yard line by Keelan Williams, and able to bring it out to the 26. And we'll go down to the Westbrook sideline to CT Steckel.
Well, guys, I had a chance to talk with Eric Peavies. He came out of the locker room and he told me, look, the message was simple, finish. He said every single day for the last 365, they have walked out of their locker room and every single player has tapped the sign, finish. Now they find themselves 24 minutes from a state title.
Thank you, CT. And their defense goes right to work against this explosive Longview attack. Lobos go to work offensively, and on first down to the ground to Jesse Anderson.
Yeah,
the bigger of the backs takes it up.
Exactly, the part of that thunder and lightning attack. Anderson didn't get a lot of work in the first half. Didn't get a lot of carries, but I think he's got the ability to kind of wear the defense out when he runs through there. He's that bigger back, as you mentioned, Greg.
You look there, that's a roller coaster there, Gary, in the first half of possessions for the Lobos.
Yes, indeed. Not consistent, anything that they'd like to be, but they kind of weathered the storm, I thought, especially at the end of the second quarter.
To the air, King upfield, nice catch and run, a first down as the grab was made, and taking it upfield for the first down is Jaden Williams. So a gain of 9 yards and a first down.
Yeah, what we've seen from the Bruins, they've kind of set back on things, and underneath throws have been there for the Lobos tonight. Good throw and catch here by Aiden King, getting the ball outside.
From the 41. And a little bit of a almost disagreement on who was going to carry the ball on the zone read. Winds up being Anderson, winds up being a 2-yard gain.
Well, Jesse Anderson says, you know what? I think I'm going to take this ball from him. I think Haynes King wanted to take our look around. If you stop it there, you can see, because King had this area all the way to the outside. He knew he could get some yardage. But the big man won. No, I got you. That happens sometimes.
Second down. King to the air. Caught by Camden Perry. So good at breaking tackles after the catch. The yardage after the catch. And he has a 24-yard catch around Deontay Ware, the tackle.
Well, good job that time by this receiver who had a big half in the first half. Camden Perry, yards after contact, yards after catch. That's right there. That's yak yardage. All of this after that first contact. And kind of helps that offense out and helps the sputtering machine. And they're not so much as a sputtering machine as much as it is, you know, they just were matched, you know, fist for fist, I think, by the Bruins.
At the 33-yard line. That's the ground again, and Anderson trying to navigate traffic. Markel Clark, the junior, right in on the stop. Second down coming up.
Now, Camden Perry, he had an explosive first half. We'll take another look at his numbers on the night. 170 yards. Look at the average. 28 yards a carry, reception, Craig, and got the one touchdown. On target for perhaps some kind of a record.
He's lined up with Caden Kirby, who had the big catch for a touchdown. King looking for either of those two, and it goes in between the two because both Perry and Kirby were out on that right side of the field, Gary, and it just fell right in the slot in between them.
Yeah, just had to fly out. I think Perry just kind of he's the intended receiver there with the breakout route here. The ball just too high and too strong there, not fitting it in with a little touch.
And all of a sudden, it's 3rd and 9. See the conversation there on the field, gets the play call, and James King quickly out to the huddle. See how quickly they can get to the line and snap it here. On 3rd down and 9. King under pressure. Across the middle, and that's broken up. Nice play by Jared Brooks, closing on the ball on a pass intended for Camden Perry, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, if there was a defensive MVP in that first half for the Bruins in the secondary, it's definitely going to be Jared Brooks, and he's going to be the one, number 7. Watch him fly from the safety spot and break on that football, knocks that ball down in front of the receiver. It's exactly what you want to do when you're a deep safety. Eye the quarterback, play the football, and make a breakup like that whenever you can.
4th down and pretty much 10 yards needed for the first. So on 4th down, Longview to go for it. First big moment of the second half. King with time. Pressure coming, but he has room to run, but cannot reach the marker. The line to gain is another 5 yards downfield. That's only a 5-yard pickup. Markel Clark, Daniel Coleman converge on the tackle. The ball will go over on downs to Westbrook.
Good convergence here by the Bruins. I thought he was going to make this when he broke through because there's nobody there. Look how fast it closed up with the defensive line pursuit coming at him. And good job there by Clark of not allowing him to get any further and negated that first down. So the ball comes back to the Bruins and negates that first opening drive by the Lobos.
Westbrook will open with both Robert McGrew and Jacoby Holland in the backfield, lined up on either side of LaRaven Eli. And it's Holland. First time carry, picking his way through traffic and winds up with a really decent gain given where the defensive bodies were. It's a 4-yard pickup. Tyshawn Taylor, the tackle. Look at those first half possessions there. Started a little sluggishly, an explosion in the middle, and then the late first half, TD.
No doubt about that. You got those 4 touchdowns right there towards the end of the first half, and that shows you that they've kind of found some ways to make things happen, and they were very, very productive.
Holland in the backfield. It is Jacoby Holland yet again, and here he goes. Holland, first down, and will take it right to the midfield stripe. It's a gain of 18 yards. Michael Martin, the senior safety, on the stop.
Good pace here. Watch the pace that he takes. Little jitter step there at the start to get going. Then he finds the crease and explodes into it. Gets as much yard as he can. In the first half, he had a hole that opened up, and he took it the distance. So he's got the speed and ability. Jacoby Holland's having a good ball game.
Perhaps that's been the most surprising element here is that they've been able to run the football on Holland again. Here he goes again. Jacoby Holland with another first down. A gain of another 11 yards. And that's one thing that Westbrook is finding here, Gary. Room to run.
Well, the Lobos just have a problem at the point of attack. They're not getting off the blocks. Look at the green jerseys kind of mapped up there on the white jerseys, and they're not coming into the hole where the running back is. So the defenders need to get off of those blocks. Good job here by the Bruins of holding their point of attack and allowing their running backs to move.
Once more, Jacoby Holland. Shorter gain this time, but still 4 yards. 2nd down and 6. Javonte Ritt on the tackle for Longview. That offensive front for Westbrook, good size across the front. They're not monsters, but it is good size for a high school football offensive line. Excepting, of course, they're in the middle there with Saab the center.
Well, Saab hasn't had any problems tonight. I think he's held up very well, but those others definitely good-sized players at the high school level.
Back to the ground again. Once more, Jacoby Holland. And once more, a Westbrook first down on the ground. They're doing all of this on the ground here on this drive.
Well, I talked about this defensive front here for the Lobos in the first half. I thought they might need to make an adjustment because they were running the ball so effectively. I don't think they've got that cleaned up. This 3-down line attack, which they're utilizing here just to create some balance for their whole defense, the Bruins have found a way to exploit it.
At the Longview 28, crash in now, brings 9 into the box. Holland's still able to move it forward and still moving. Look at the pile move. Down to the 21-yard line. 7 yards when it looked like it might be 2.
Craig, we had a ball game yesterday where we had a 22-man scrum move in, and that one was almost as close as that. So Holland just moving in there, and just his offensive line would just keep working and get some extra yardage here with this pile.
Yeah, that Alito Fort Bend Marshall rugby scrum. You thought they were going to go on it for a while. Now, trouble here from McGrew. This time, the Lobo defense is ready, and they force Robert McGrew back. And it's led by a host of green jerseys. Robert Pierce, the first to hit him. It's a loss of 7 yards.
Well, that's what you need for the defense. If you're the Longview Lobos, you need to make a negative play here. Kind of get this offense off of what they've been doing, and that's running the football and running it well. And just make a sure tackle here. Just hold him up and let the rest of your troops come. This is not a fumble. They stopped his momentum previously, and it had been blown dead.
We may now see LaRaven Eli go to the air on 3rd down and 10 in a blitz look from Longview. With the check with me, a look to the side for the play call. And in fact, Eric Peavy wants a timeout.
Play clock.
Play clock right down at 0. The timeout call just before a delay. And the first timeout of this 3rd quarter taken by Westbrook. Bruins on top, 28-20. Here, just past the midway mark of the 3rd quarter, and perhaps the most impressive number has been the rushing numbers for the Bruins here. Look at that. They've already topped what they average for the season there, and they're doing it against a Longview defense that at times has been so stifling. Longview in the quarterfinal round shut out a really fine Spring Westfield team 14-0, and that's their one shutout, but they have held opponents down in terms of running the football. Not this evening.
Oh, well, when you can run the football the way they have, that is showing you that this offensive line is imposing their will on the defense, and they're taking it to them. And that actually wears the defense out. So Longview, if they don't make some adjustments up front, I think that it's going to be a long day, because I don't see any sign of let up here from the Bruins of being able to run the ball with the running backs that they have, the quarterback that they have. They've got a good stable of guys that are able to move that ball forward with the blocking that they're receiving. So I would expect that the Lobos would probably make some adjustment here, maybe go off center. They're using that 3-down front continuously, and it's not working against this Bruin offense. 3rd down and 10, however, now, and so Eli looking to throw over the middle, too much on it. Was looking for Deontay Simpson. So for the moment, Longview is held, but I believe we'll see Westbrook go for it in this kind of no man's land area. Yeah, we've continued to see LaRaven Eli just throw the ball high today. That's about 4th or 5th pass, so we've seen he's got an open receiver. He's got Simpson in the middle there, and he should be able to hit him in stride, but he just let that ball sail once again. PB told us that Kevin Linares, his place kicker, said in the 40 range of the field goal. This would be more like 45, and as a result, Westbrook elects to go for it. 4th down and 10 at the Longview 28. Blitz coming. Eli shakes off one would-be tackler, still looking. Still scrambling. Pointing out direction. And unable to pick up the first down. Longview able to string it along well enough
to hold LaRaven Eli to a gain of only 4 yards after all of that running. And it'll go over to the Lobos.
You think that he's going to break away, but the defense here, number 48 in particular, just does a good job of just closing on the quarterback here on the far side. And Eli comes all the way across the field after he gets closed out there. Nobody open to throw to down the field, and then the Lobos just converge on it before that first down is gained. So basically a good defensive stop here when it mattered for this Longview football team.
We'll go over. After Robert Pierce wrapped him up. Lobos back on the attack, and time for King. If he can find a receiver. And have to settle for a scramble out of bounds. Had some time for a moment, but excellent job by the Bruins secondary to stay with their men, and it only winds up being a 3-yard carry.
They did match up, and you know that's kind of the thing that Haynes King is going to have to find out here. If they are matched up like that in the back end, what is he going to do with the football? Is he going to dump it down low or quickly off to a running back, or make?
So it's second down from the 27. Jesse Anderson in the backfield, and King looking to throw again. Works it upfield to Camden Perry. Perry again, nice moves after the catch. Yak yardage piling up. It's a gain of 9 and a first down for the Lobos.
Well, that is definitely yak yards, and he's done that all night long. And Camden Perry showing that he can make one guy miss, or the first guy miss at least. And nonetheless, it gives them a good fresh set of downs here, because Camden Perry would be stopped short of the line to gain here if he was able to be tackled by Daniel Coleman, but Coleman unable to make that tackle. Very elusive Perry in the open field.
From the Longview 36. Jesse Anderson on the carry. Pick up a 3 to the 39. Second down and 7. Off the bottom of the pile is Trey Sims for Westbrook.
Yeah, this time in this quarter just kind of seems to be evaporating. It's going quickly. You know, we're down here under 5 minutes. 4:30 left in this third quarter. So both offenses have been out there, and they've just continued to move that ball, move the clock. Longview here with their second possession.
Play action for King. Deep down the field and caught. What a job by Kirby to adjust his route to turn around and make the catch. Longview threatening. Ball at the 25-yard line of Westbrook, a 36-yard gain.
Well, this is actually kind of like a back shoulder thrower. He knows it, and I think that this is confidence here. This is throw and catch time in the summertime, and all the time that they play together, that they just kind of understand what they're going to do. They're going to throw it back towards the sideline behind the defender, and Kirby comes back and makes that grab.
At the 25, Lobos on the move. Westbrook had a lengthy drive and came up empty-handed. King, design run. Haynes King, inside, outside, inside, touchdown. 25 yards, weaving and darting his way to the end zone. And I believe Longview's going to go for 2.
Well, they didn't make a thing happen on their first drive of the third quarter, but this one is an exceptional one. And Haynes King, deceptively fast, is what his dad called him when we talked to him this week. He's got good speed, good ability, and throws the football well. But obviously here in this run game aspect, he's got some running tools as well.
Longview going to go for the tie right now. We're in the late stages of the third quarter. So a 2-point conversion drive. Haynes King under center for this snap. The bootleg right there. Nope, incomplete, but the flag's coming in. They're going to get another opportunity. DeQuavian Randall, the intended target. Jarrett Brooks kind of tackled him. This will be half the distance, and another try for 2.
Pass interference. Number 7 on the defense. The penalty is half the distance to the goal. Replay the try.
Yeah, Jarrett Brooks wrapped around him and turns him. His left hand is around his waist, and that's what they're calling the backside, and they turn the receiver. So that's that back judge there is right in line to see that. So brings up another PAT attempt here, a little closer inside the 1.5-yard line.
Now needing just to move it 1.5 yards to tie the score. They'll line up big now with the deep back, Jesse Anderson. And it is Anderson. And he is across. Game tied. Now, Westbrook is claiming that the knee was down. The coaches are, and they're going to wait to see for a review.
Well, what a tackle that time by Daniel Coleman. Comes off the edge. Watch number 8 from the right side. He's going to come up right here and make that tackle right there on the shoestring. And does he make the line to gain? Oh, his elbow may be short before the ball is across the goal line. We might have a top view of that, or this one may give us a better look at it. Upended. Where is the ball? Cannot see it there. Perhaps unless we have an overhead view, we may never know. But what a heck of a play there. Here's a shot at it. Where is the elbow down and where is the ball?
Under review.
Right there.
But we don't have a sideline view to show where that ball is, Craig. So if it's called a conversion and good, they may not be able to overturn this unless they have something that's indisputable. That's a heck of a play that time by Daniel Coleman. His arm is down there. Now, it's not in the end zone. So, boy, I would think that this is going to have to go back. You see his forearm is down with the ball in front of the line to gain, but it's bang, bang, and it looks like it touches.
Yeah, that last angle we saw looked like Jesse Anderson was short with the elbow. This, of course, the first year instant replay being used in the state championship games, only the state title games here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, where they do have the technology and replay officials from both the Big 12 Conference and Conference USA. Another look.
And here's what they're calling package this together. That's the elbow down on the ground, and you see it does not make the line to gain right here.
We're going to change the ruling on the field. The two-point conversion was no good.
Overturned. Clear and present enough to keep it a 28-26 Westbrook lead. Now a word from Texas Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'm here with Mike Garrick, Executive Vice President of Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. And Mike, your company's been so supportive of the UIL over the years, but this year you take it to the next level. You've become the presenting sponsor of the UIL Lone Star Cup. Tell us how that decision came about.
Well, it was really an easy decision for us, just teaming up with the Lone Star Cup and what it means to schools across Texas. And as you well know, to win the Cup, a school has to be exceptionally well-rounded. They have to be good on the playing field, on the stage, in the music hall, and most importantly, in the classroom.
How does what the Lone Star Cup represents reflect what Texas Farm Bureau Insurance is all about?
Well, we pride ourselves in providing quality products and services to our member families. So when we're able to team our brand with an award like this, it really means a lot to us because it's in the communities we serve.
How has 2018 been for Texas Farm Bureau Insurance?
Well, I have to say the highlight of 2018 for us was back in June when J.D. Powers announced that Texas Farm Bureau Insurance was ranked #1 in automobile customer satisfaction among all insurers in Texas for the 7th year in a row. For our member families to say that about our products and services is an extreme honor, and it's an honor we do not take for granted.
Well, congratulations for that honor, and we appreciate all your support of the UIL, of the kids of the Lone Star Cup. And now back to the game.
Still a lot of buzz on the sideline about that two-point conversion try that was overturned by replay.
Well, Craig, I think it's really imperative to understand here. Jesse Anderson right here, he's 8 yards deep where he lines up at. And then we have on the opposite side here, the defender, Coleman, coming down here right there on the bottom side of it, allows him to get into that backfield untouched. The depth of the tailback, I talked about it, seemed to be very, very deep, and it allows the defender to make up some room and get to him before he can cross the goal line.
I just showed it on the Jumbotron here. Everybody get a chance to see that clear view that it was overturned. And I will tell you this, Gary, having been doing this for a long time, it's a very big positive to have it in these state championship games.
Yeah, we're just getting the calls right. That's the most important thing, and I think everybody's going to be fine with that. And that was the right overturn call there. I would imagine that Coach King, when he sees the final replay, he's going to probably agree to that. Got a lot of football left to play, though. This is anybody's ball game.
Only a 2-point lead for the Bruins, who will get the football now off a touchback. And the kickoff come out to the 25-yard line as Thaddeus Johnson signaled for the fair catch. So Westbrook to go back to work now with a 2-point lead in that last drive, Gary. They had a very impressive drive until they got inside the 20-yard line. In fact, inside the 30, picked up a 7-yard gain on first down, then lost 7, couldn't convert, and then couldn't convert on fourth.
They were running the ball very well. That offense was just doing what they did in the first half, yet they didn't convert. You got to credit the Lobo defense, though, stepping up. Still, again, the 3-down line attack here.
The pass goes outside. This to Joey Pierre, his first catch. Pierre takes it across the 30 to the 32-yard line. A gain of 6. Javonte Ritt on the tackle.
Good blocking on the outside by the wide receivers out there. Quick little pass here by LaRaven Eli outside. And watch the blocks that are set up there that allow this to happen. Quick little 7, 8, 6 yards there.
Second down and 4. Brew remains the running back. Keeping it. Zone read keeper Eli. Got to bounce it outside, went inside. It was enough for the first down. Gain of 5 and a move to the chains.
You know, they've ran the ball well tonight. There's no doubt about that. They showed you the numbers. Everyone on this backfield from the Bruins have done a good job with it, and the Raven Eli, no exception. Well over 100 yards in this football game rushing for him tonight. Hasn't been his most crisp night passing the football, but he's made up for it in the run game.
From the 36. All play action. Eli has to get rid of it downfield, and that is incomplete. High-risk pass there, almost thrown up for grabs as McGrew was deep downfield, but there was good coverage downfield. Isaiah Rogers, among others. There is also a flag down.
Yeah, we'll have an illegal man downfield, I think, because when you get a scramble play like that, those offensive linemen seem to drift a little bit.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 70 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
It's Fred Jones, the left tackle there, and like you say, it's difficult for those offensive linemen. You hold, and hold your block, and then
you just got to drift and finally go down the field here. So that's kind of what happens on him. It's probably not him as much as some of the other guys too. He was the furthest one down.
He was. Becomes 1st and 15. McGrew out of the backfield, and he'll receive the pass. McGrew turning it upfield and across the 35 into the 37-yard line. Brought down by Jordan Wallace. So at the 37, that's a gain of 6 yards.
Very talented running back, McGrew. We kind of haven't talked a lot about him here lately, but he's one of those explosive guys out of the backfield. Definitely had a great year. I don't know what the numbers are in this ball game, but he was closing in on 2,000 yards for the season rushing.
Here goes McGrew. He was 21 yards away going into that carry, and he makes a few more. Was at 1979 and picks up 5 more, so he's 16 yards away from 2,000. Jeffediah Lister on the tackle.
If I was him, I'd say, Coach, give me the ball a little bit more. I need to get my 2K, plus I'll help the team. That's what he'd like to do. So McGrew's been a workhorse for him this season. Very impressive.
He'll come out now on what will be 3rd down and 4. Here's your first really important 3rd down of the second half here. And Eli looking to pick it up, and will. And more. 1st down, the Raven Eli. Jeffediah Lister on the tackle, an 18-yard scramble, and a 1st down.
Well, good job here, I think, by Eli, just setting the pace here, understanding what's happening around him, and unfortunately, the defense, they just can't handle him. Gordon Sawyer-Welch tried to get him there at the line of scrimmage and just whiffed on him. Good job of moving the ball down the field by LaRaven Eli. He continues to run well.
At the Longview 40. Eli looking downfield to throw and hangs it up downfield, looking and caught. Touchdown, Deontay Simpson. Being held, interfered with, and still caught it for the score.
Well, one of the best athletes on the field, number 2 for the Lobos, that's Lister. He's going up against Simpson, who's had a spectacular ball game. And is that enough? Does he have control of that ball through the catch? This is definitely going to be looked at by the officials and replay.
You're right about that.
That's a questionable catch. I'm sure they're going to look at this thing here. But he was actually being tackled. There was a flag thrown on the play. That would likely be enforced if this was overturned.
Pass interference, number 2 on the defense. The result of the play was a touchdown. The play is under review. The play is under review.
And this is going to get the Longview fans excited when they see the ball actually touch the turf. Depends on control of it, and maybe right there, control eludes Deontay Simpson.
Either way, I think it's not going to be called a touchdown. If they rule it's a catch because of that knee right there, where's the ball when the knee touches? I think it would be short of the line to gain. If we have a sideline we'll look at here, you see that left knee, where's the ball? I think it's short of the line of the touchdown, of the goal line. But does he maintain the control of the ball? You know, Craig, I don't see the ball turn. His hand is under it. This could go either way.
Well, I'll tell you what, first year of replay is getting a workout here at these UIL state championships. Started all the way back on Wednesday, Gary, with the 1A, the 6-man division. They had replay working in the very first game, about 10 minutes into it, and there have been calls in almost every game. And like I said, by and large, it's really been good. Sometimes the delay on the replay, the review gets a little protracted. I don't think it'll be the case here. Here's Mike Atkinson with the call.
The ruling has been changed. The pass was incomplete. We will go back to the previous spot, mark off 15 yards for the interference on number 2 and a first down.
Well, there's your review, or just a few things that make it differ from normal college football on replay review. Most notably, the fact that all reviews will come initiated from the booth. No challenges from coaches. And so the touchdown comes off the board. However, pass interference, 15 yards is marched off. And it's a first down for Westbrook.
Well, Arabian Eli has gone to that young man, Deontay Simpson, number 2, several times tonight with a lot of success.
Here's McGrew. Bounce it outside. McGrew takes it inside the 20 down, or right at the 20-yard line. So it's a gain of 5. Isaiah Rogers, the tackle.
Getting McGrew involved here, deeply running this ball with this offensive line.
Second and 5. McGrew and Holland both in the backfield. But Eli's looking to throw. Or run. Here goes LaRaven Eli. It'll be first and goal as he moves inside the 10-yard line. Isaiah Rogers, the tackle.
Well, what vision. This is great vision by the quarterback because everything is covered in the secondary by the Lobos, and he breaks through. Watch him roll to the left here. He does not have anywhere to throw the football. Everyone's matched up, and Jalen Allen right there, number 99, cannot make the tackle as he's closing from his defensive end spot. LaRaven Eli doing a nice job of just moving forward with that football, getting a first down.
Yeah, Eric Peavy says, I'll tell you what, let's let the clock run out. Talk about it now. Sure. Walk the other way. Take the lead in the fourth quarter and have a chance to get some separation. We've come to the end of the third quarter of the UIL 6A Division II State Football Championship. The Westbrook Bruins of Beaumont lead fourth-ranked and undefeated Longview 28-26.
Sports Southwest. High school teams from across the state rally inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be the best in Texas. Don't miss tonight's matchup during the UIL Football State Championships. Brought to you by these sponsors.
The Fox Sports app is made for fans. Follow your favorite teams, live stream games, and the biggest national sporting events. Stay up to date with personalized news, stats, and score updates. And get fast, customized alerts. Download the Fox Sports app today.
I am unstoppable. I'm not afraid to be me. I am full of possibility.
Girls on the Run inspires girls to be joyful, healthy, and confident. Dedicated volunteer coaches help 3rd to 8th grade girls embrace their strengths and celebrate what makes them unique. They team up for a community service project, then finish with a 5K. Thanks to our volunteers and partners, Girls on the Run can be a game changer for young girls. To learn more, log on to girlsontherun.org.
History doesn't just happen. People make it. Jackie Robinson made history by taking the field. You too can make history. Help Jackie Robinson Foundation scholars become the next generation of trailblazers and history makers. To support the Jackie Robinson Foundation, visit www.jackierobinson.org.
High school sports under the spotlight. Sunday on Fox Sports Southwest.
We welcome you back. Grinch and all here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. 4th quarter of the 6A Division II State Championship. Westbrook leads Longview 28-26, along with Gary Reason, C.T. Steckel, and Sarah Merrifield. Craig Way with you. Here for the 6A Division II State Championship. Westbrook Bruins, decided underdogs, lead the 4th-ranked and unbeaten Longview Lobos 28-26, and Westbrook trying to punch it in here. Jacoby Holland in the backfield. It's Holland outside and inside the 5 and down to the 4-yard line. It was 1st and goal at the 8. Zephaniah Lister on the tackle for Longview.
Now, I think these are going to be tough physical yards. This Lobo defense is going to have to bow up here. They're going to have to show up. They can hold them here to force a field goal attempt. That would be huge for the Lobo defense. And for Westbrook, you want to get in control.
Back to Holland to the goal line, and he's across for the score. Jacoby Holland takes it across. And now Westbrook in position, because of the failed 2-point conversion drive, to make this a 2-score margin if they convert the point after.
Yeah, no doubt about that. They just kind of do that, and they'll get that ball in the end zone. Good blocking, and Jacoby Holland finds his way through there.
Crucial extra point here. And it's a bad snap. Rolling. Throwing into the end zone, picked off. It keeps it a 1-score game. Simpson threw it into the end zone. Robert Pierce picked it off, and it leaves it an 8-point margin.
Wow, that is almost, it's a crazy turn of events, but it happens. Remember, Longview early in the ball game, their first touchdown, they did not convert. They had a miscue on their center exchange with the holders, so that happens the same thing here to Westbrook, and it goes awry. Watch the exchange here between the kicker. He says, I don't want this football. I'm going to toss it back to you, Mr. Holder.
And that's Deontay Simpson, normally very sure-handed. Had it go off his hands, then through to the end zone, and had the presence of mind. He was trying to hit the Quaylen Noah, but it was intercepted by Robert Pierce, so it remains a 1-possession game.
Yeah, Pierce did a good job getting up and elevating to get that ball. Otherwise, there was a wide open receiver in the back, as you said, Craig. Huge for Longview, though. That does bring it, maintain just a 1-score, 1-touchdown differential with 8 points here.
Now, can John King's offense get it back in gear here once they receive possession of the ball? Kickoff, short one, field at the 16-yard line by Keelan Williams. Williams will bring it right to the 30, maybe the 31. That's where the Lobos begin. Take a look at our main event player comparison, and that involves the quarterbacks, and have they both delivered today?
Yeah, they really have. Both of them. You look at Haynes King, over 300 yards passing, and then the dual threat capability of Larive and Eli. Moravian does a really good job of managing the game today and hasn't been throwing the ball exceptionally well. And I think that Haynes King right now, he's going to have to rally his troops to kind of bring them from behind, get them back even in this ball game, perhaps with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
From the 31. Looking to go deep. Downfield, Perry with a catch. And that combination has worked repeatedly this afternoon into the early evening. This time, Camden Perry on the receiving end of this one, 40 yards.
Yeah, Jared Brooks in coverage there. His eyes are too much in the backfield. He needs to make up that ground to the receiver, and he's not doing so. The break by Camden Perry out of that route to the sideline is what gave him the separation, and good throw that time by his quarterback, Haynes King, leading him to the sideline.
Back to the ground, sweeping through tackles. Anderson. And Jesse Anderson, another first down, a gain of 11 more. Well, it's not taking Longview much time at all to respond here.
It kind of looked like that Jesse Anderson was going to get his feet back under him at the end of that run. Stumbling and stumbling, finally goes down, but that was a good pickup on first down of 10 yards.
At the Westbrook 18. Both Caden Kirby and Camden Perry are at the bottom of your screen. This, however, a run outside by King. Back inside. King to the 10-yard line. A gain of 8 on first down.
Loaded quarterback run. I like it. I like the idea of having, just go ahead and use him as a running back. And in that fashion, you basically have an extra blocker out there for him. So brings up second and short here for the Lobos. They've moved the ball downfield quickly, Craig, and they're trying to answer what they're seeing from this Westbrook football team.
Back to Anderson. Off right tackle to the 6. It'll be first and goal as Jesse Anderson, the senior, takes his 5'10", 235-pound frame past the line to gain.
Yeah, I talked about this offensive line earlier, but they're seeming to kind of open up just enough holes against this Bruin defense to make enough space here for Jesse Anderson and company to get through there. 3 seniors up there, a couple of juniors make up that offensive line. Look, good experience there, but here in the state championship game, you just got to get it done.
From the Westbrook 6 on first and goal. Anderson again, not this time. Wrapping him up, the first man to get it, Markel Clark. There were others, but big number 91 jumped on his back first and held it to no gain.
Yeah, Markel Clark doing a nice job of coming back in the backfield, getting contact and hanging on and letting the rest of that defense just kind of show up.
Second and goal now. Haynes King.
Well, Longview, Craig, they definitely want the thinking touchdown here. No doubt about that. But points are definitely, they'll have to get them whether they're a kick.
And they're going to have to do it from farther back. This is going to be a false start. I agree with you, Gary. Points are essential of some sort, but they're thinking about a touchdown and a 2-pointer to tie it.
Yeah, they like to do that early here, but
number 8 on the outfield. 5-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
That was on the tight end to Quavian Randall, who moved a little too quickly.
Here's the point I want to make is don't do something from your offensive perspective that is risky or it puts yourself in a bad situation or even losing yardage, because in high school football, let's face it, kickers are not what they are in the National Football League. Everybody expects kickers to make it, but in high school football, that's still a learned experience to be successful as a kicker.
In every conversation we have with all the coaches this week, I can't remember a single one saying his kicker was comfortable beyond 40.
That's right.
Second down and goal from the 11. King looking for Perry, too much on it. Out of play. And it'll bring up third down and goal.
Yeah, Daniel Coleman just kind of trailing him there and actually kind of widens him, knocks him out of bounds. The way he runs with him, watch number 8 just kind of right there, kind of gets him out of bounds, not allowing him to catch that football. Pretty good defense.
Enlisting the aid of the boundary to help him.
You bet. Sideline is your friend. That's what defensive coaches tell you.
Here's another crucial moment. Third and goal from the 11. Your proverbial 4-point play at work. King looking wide open. it intended for Jalen Braden, junior tight end, and King really upset with himself. Had him open, couldn't hit him.
Wide open. It was a delayed release route by the tight end. Watch the tight end. He blocks 1,001, 1,002, and then he goes out wide open because of the misdirection in the backfield. All eyes were in the backfield and not on this tight end, and this ball sailed on King, forcing a field goal attempt here.
J.K. Martin has 5 field goals on the season. This one, a 28-yarder. Snap and hold. That kick is good. So, points accrued, not the desired result, but Longview settles for the field goal, and the Lobos have it back to within 5. 34-29. Longview trying to fight its way back here in the 6A Division II state championship.
For a limited time, pick your play at Main Event. Pick all-you-can-play activities or pick unlimited arcade games. Only $19.95 all day, every day. Whatever you choose, you just can't lose at Main Event. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Bring all the gifts for under the tree. And while you're at it, bring the tree. Ford F-150. Best-in-class payload. Best-in-class towing. Built for the holidays.
Now get a 2018 F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months. Plus make no payments for 90 days. Only at your Best in Texas Ford dealer.
Whatever it is you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
For a limited time, pick your play at Main Event. Pick all-you-can-play activities or pick unlimited arcade games. Only $19.95 all day, every day. Whatever you choose, you just can't lose at Main Event. Hurry, offer ends soon.
The UIL Football State Championships on Fox Sports Southwest are brought to you by your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. By Jack in the Box, with over 600 locations across the great state of Texas. By Baylor Scott White Health, changing healthcare for the better. By Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, proud official sponsor of the UIL. And by Main Event, the most fun you can have under one roof. Main Event Entertainment. Eat, bowl, play.
What a ball game. 6A Division II state championship. Westbrook still in front of 4th-ranked and unbeaten Longview, 34-29, but the Lobos trimmed the deficit from 8 to 5 on the 28-yard field goal from J.K. Martin.
Well, it's two things to look at. If you're a Lobo fan, you're thinking great points on the board, and if you're a Bruins fan, great defensive stand, not allowing a touchdown to tie it. So plenty of football left as we got the fair catch here on the kickoff.
So from the 25, now you start looking at the crucial nature of possessions here, Gary.
It really is.
On both sides down the stretch.
Just want to maximize the possessions here for these teams, and obviously this offense here for Westbrook, they've done a good job running the football, and the improvisation of this quarterback, LaRaven Eli, has really been impressive in the last couple of series, and I think that he's kind of doing all that he needs to do to be able to make this team successful, just make the right decisions moving forward, especially in the run-pass option game. So he's pulled it down quite a bit, Craig, and he's made positive yardage when he does.
And they've been able to run the football at times for good yardage. So Westbrook back to work from the Bruin 25. And it's Eli himself and the keeper, but he's stuffed right at the line of scrimmage, picked up maybe a half yard, nothing more than that. Jalen Allen, the tackle.
Yeah, the offensive line was stoned basically by the defensive lineman. No area there to go to, and good job that time of then keying back on the quarterback who saw that there was nothing there for the handoff inside. Still the 3-down lineman. Look at them play the play well. Pulling guard or tackle coming from the other side. Donovan Edwards does not have anybody to block, and the person he was supposed to block made the tackle.
Second and about 9.5 needed for the first. Outside, Simpson, as soon as he caught it, wrapped up by Isaiah Rogers. Gain of 5 out to the 31, and it will bring up a really important 3rd down and 4 for Westbrook.
Yeah, the tackle on a speedy Deontay Simpson out there in space. Can't say how big that was from that cornerback coming up there. Rogers brings up a 3rd down opportunity here for the Lobos on the defensive side to get a stop.
Bruins 50% in the 3rd down department this evening. 5 out of 10. On 3rd down, Eli under pressure. Downfield and incomplete. A little too much on the pass intended for Thaddeus Johnson, and it becomes 3 and out for the Bruins.
Well, they bring a 4th rusher here, and it's off the outside. It's Tyshawn Taylor here, the linebacker, and he almost gets to LaRaven right there, but forces him out of the pocket, and a tough throw there to make, and no opportunity for the catch. So definitely a stop here by this Lobo defense.
Yeoman to punt. A lot of time left, 7 minutes in this football game. Another line drive. Squibber takes a good Westbrook bounce, and Lister has to let it roll and roll and roll down to the 24-yard line, 45 yards with no return. Well, can Longview get Camden Perry loose again?
Well, he's had a big night. He's had a lot of receptions here from his quarterback, and they've got a chemistry. They know what each other likes to do, and their yards after contact, they've been impressive by Perry throughout the evening. And, he turns this into a touchdown here for this Lobo football team. He's been able to turn, plays around, and whatever I think that this quarterback needs something, he's going to look for Camden Perry, whether it's on the in route, in the flat, or wherever. And he's had a big night, approaching 200 yards receiving.
The lineup in the eye. And King to the air. Instead, it goes to Caden Kirby. Nice 1st down catch. Kirby's been more than just a complimentary receiver. He had the big catch for a touchdown earlier. That one works for 11 yards.
Kirby, very capable receiver as well. Good frame out there. Is good target, 6'1". This is what you call kind of the old 5-step drop, 3-step drop, 1, 2, 3, throw the football on timing. Just a little comeback route there by the receiver.
Hayes Moore's 2nd receiver is out in the pattern as well on 2nd down. Or 1st and 10, excuse me. Here's King. Going deep. Looking downfield. It is caught. Moore. We just mentioned he was in the pattern. He ran beyond the pattern. 54-yard strike. 1st and goal, Longview.
Well, Caius Moore does a nice job of just running. All he did was run to the middle of the field, and the quarterback said, hey, I see you, big fella, and I'm going to get the ball out there to you. Haynes King drops it right in there. Good shoestring tackle that time by the senior, Drew Rawls. Otherwise, that's a touchdown for the Lobos. This passing game is working for Longview tonight. The run game is working for Westbrook.
It's at the 11. That's where the knee touchdown. And here's Haynes King. Oh, as he popped. A yard. 1 tough yard to the 10. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Again, Lobos can pick up a 1st down without scoring a touchdown as they started the scrimmage from the 11.
I think the line of scrimmage being physical is what the Bruins are trying to do right now. As you see the quarterback down the line of scrimmage, he's just going to get popped here. Got the linebacker and also Greenwood coming in there as well.
2nd and 9. King sets it up to Anderson, and he powers his way inside the 5. Not quite enough for the 1st down, but he's close. It'll bring up 3rd and a yard for the 1st down, and 2 yards away from a touchdown.
Now this play out of the backfield, a good little choice here to go out to the back, the big back, and let him run and rumble a little bit. I wonder if they're going to go to this power I formation where that deep set tailback is going to be there again, and we'll see if that could be a positive thing or a negative thing for this Longview offense.
It's been the guy who just caught the pass, Anderson, and there he is.
It's that deep eye. Look how deep he is. He's 8 yards deep.
And here he goes. Anderson to the goal line. Touchdown, Longview. The Lobos have the lead again.
A little bit different path that time. by the running back Anderson the two previous times where he had control of this ball. Instead of stepping in, he'd go inside. This time he goes outside. You see a pulling lineman around the side there. Does a good job. They open up enough hole. He's got a lead blocker, and well executed by the Lobos to get this touchdown on this quick turnaround.
Longview's first lead since the end of the first quarter when they were up 13-7. Surrendered the lead seconds into the second quarter and have been chasing Westbrook ever since. Now they're back in front, and Longview will go for 2 to try to go up 3. King to the end zone, tipped, picked. Now this can be returned. Up the sideline is Javon Rideau, but he'll be forced out of bounds. And it'll be Westbrook football, a 1-point Longview lead with 4:42 to go.
Well, trying to get this thing here. Haynes King tossing it out there. Doesn't put it back in the back of the end zone where he needs to. Good play there to get that interception. So turned away here by this Bruins defense. And I think, but you got to look at the offense. Offense made a big play down the middle of the field, strike there, and then they just kind of marched and got it in the end zone. So this game is kind of flipped back and forth. Good decisions, I think, by the Lobos on that offensive series.
How about that jack-in-the-box scoring drive? 76 yards and 5 plays. Only took 2:07 off the clock, and John King's team back in front.
I wonder what his stomach is doing now. Little flips? What do you think? You got a little movement back in there?
And the
momentum.
And the crowd on the Longview side is roaring. This huge crowd here for this late afternoon state championship game. Of course, there's one more tonight. The final high school football game of the year in the state of Texas. Number 2 and unbeaten Galena Park North Shore against the 5th-ranked Duncanville Panthers. That's still to come, but there's a huge crowd here for this one.
This is a big crowd. This is almost a packed house.
Here's the kickoff. And it'll be another fair catch. Well, Longview does have one state championship. Only one. It was in 1937. The Lobos beat Old High, as it's known, Wichita Falls, 19-12. In those days, there was only one state champion. There weren't 12. There weren't even 2 in the state's highest classification. There was no highest classification. It was all one classification. And Longview stood alone as the top team in Texas with a victory over Wichita Falls High in the 1937 Texas High School Football State Championship. They've had opportunities since, have not been able to break through. Trying to do it now. And Westbrook trying to respond. Eli, down he goes. Big hit. Tyshawn Taylor on the tackle.
He fights off a little block inside there, not going to allow anybody to get him, and he gets to the quarterback. Watch 34 from the left side of your screen, just kind of trigger around here, and he kind of makes that tackle, comes inside. Thought he was going to go outside first, but he comes back to the middle. Does not allow the quarterback to get anywhere.
Loss of 3. And on 2nd down and 13, Eli looking over the middle, almost intercepted. Closing quickly was Robert Pierce. It was intended for Dylan Duhan, and it's now 3rd down and 13. Let's go down to Longview sideline to Sarah Merrifield.
Guys, this sideline is absolutely electric. Everyone is still on their feet, even for defensive plays, but they are feeding off of each other. The guys are feeding off of their energy. The energy on the sidelines is feeding off the big plays happening on the field, and this sideline is going. Guys?
The whole stadium rocking now on 3rd down and 13. Blitz coming from the Longview defense. Eli over the middle, caught. Big catch, Deontay Simpson, and a 1st down. And I'll tell you what, Gary, if Jacob Johnson, the safety, doesn't hold on, that thing would have gone 78 yards.
No doubt. Simpson here comes from the right side of the screen with a little in cut there. Good delivery that time by the quarterback. And you said, Craig, almost a shoestring tackle there. Simpson's had a big night here. He's receiving well, running well.
From the 47. Back to the ground. McGrew on this carry. McGrew lost the football. Across midfield, Longview with a recovery. McGrew was closing in on the 2,000-yard mark, but lost the football. Michael Martin with the recovery for the Lobos.
Well, opportunity opportunities, when they present themselves, you got to make them and make them happen. This defense for Longview, they've done just that, taking that ball and knocking it away out of the hands of Robert McGrew as he comes through there. See that all the Lobo, the green shirts come in there. Good job stretching out and pulling that ball away. That is Tyshawn Taylor, who actually caused the fumble. Watch number 34 get his right hand right on the ball right there to knock that ball out. Opportunity, you got to create your own sometimes, and that's a created fumble by this Lobo defense.
Now Longview just looking to work the clock, keep possession, and on first down, it's Keelan Williams, a gain of 6. I'll tell you what, if Tyshawn Taylor is not the defensive MVP of this game, I don't know who is.
He has flown around and done a nice job of getting back in the backfield, making plays, very physical. The physicality that he's displayed in this game has been outstanding.
Second down. At the 45. And the clock down to 3 minutes remaining.
We're going to work the clock, the play clock, all the way down.
Westbrook has 2 timeouts left. Haynes King breaking through, and that's a first down. Gain of 7. Now Westbrook is going to be forced to use timeouts.
Well, Haynes King calls his own number here. This is just a little read there. He reads the offensive line and defense where the hole is and gets there, gets a first down. Actually, Craig, I actually think that is a better situation for Longview so that this clock continues to move instead of him going for a longer gain or even a touchdown, because that would flip the ball right back to him where they have a chance to tie the ball game.
No question, and it's going to force Westbrook to use timeouts, but they only have 2 remaining, so Longview is going to take its time getting to the line of scrimmage with the play clock under 5. King in command of things, and he'll keep it himself yet again. Gain of a couple, and there's the first of the 2 remaining timeouts called by Westbrook.
Well, if you're Longview, the thing that you're looking at here is ball security. Make sure that you maintain control of that football. Don't do anything unnecessary to handoffs or do anything crazy with that football. It's okay to run the ball and be positive, try to get a first down, but you want to be able to, you're going to force Westbrook to use those timeouts.
It's been a long climb back uphill for the Lobos, but they're 2-18 away from a state championship.
Tonight on Fox Sports Southwest, high school teams from across the state rally inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be the best in Texas. Don't miss tonight's matchup during the UIL Football State Championship. Brought to you by these sponsors.
We're gonna have a funky Christmas. It's gonna be a funky Christmas. Hit it. Funky Christmas.
From where I first joined AYSO to wherever soccer takes me, there are lessons the sport teaches, on and off the field.
You gotta believe, you gotta believe, you gotta believe.
That's why joining AYSO is more than about what happens on the field. This game prepares you for life, wherever you go. Maybe you'll be a soccer star. Either way, with AYSO, you will shine. Go to ayso.org to sign up now.
I want to have fun. I want to have change. I want to belong.
Over 400,000 children are in foster care. Many enter without everyday essentials and haven't experienced the joy of sports.
Join Ticket to Dream and Fox Sports supports to ensure that foster kids reach their full potential.
With the right opportunities, we can help foster kids just be kids. Visit tickettodream.org to find out how you can help.
High School Scoreboard Live on Fox Sports Southwest.
If you just now tuned in and said, wow, 35-34 must be a heck of a ball game today, you have no idea. We take a look at our Texas Farm Bureau Insurance game summary with Longview finally jumping back in front.
Well, this defense, this offense has been plugging away. They just haven't gotten into the end zone. They certainly have here late in the ball game. And I think this has been a very physical game. And it turned out that there was a caused fumble there that may be the difference in this football game here towards the end. That caused fumble by Tyshawn Taylor on the defensive side for the Lobos. And now Longview is in control here, it seems like, with the 2 minutes plus to go in his ball game.
And Robert McGrew had a little bit of running lane. He was about to cross the 2,000-yard mark. He picked up 4 yards prior to the fumble. He's at 1998, but lost the ball. And And so now Longview with the ball on 2nd down and 8. And Westbrook with 1 timeout remaining. King will keep it himself. Inside the 35 to the 34. Here's the final Bruin timeout. 2:13 to go in the game. We take a look at our Ford leaderboard here, and there's your championship game passing yardage record. Haynes King probably not likely to pass Chase Watson's record at this point. It's all about clock control at this point.
Yeah, he's had a great game as far as throwing the ball up there and trusting his receivers. No doubt about that. They've been able to make some big plays in the passing game, and the numbers speak for themselves. Camden Perry, an explosive night as a receiver for the Lobo offense. But Haynes King, he's kind of rallied the troops and done everything that he needed to do, and they stayed on course. They came out in the second half, and they've done what they needed to do to get back in this ball game and take control.
Got the Longview fans back in it as well. Look at this attendance today, 48,121, and they're all the way around and into the end zone upper decks, and now they may have a few people sitting in the higher reaches for tonight. We'll see, but 48,121, that ranks in the top 5 of all time state championship game attendance records.
Seems like there's a lot more here. There's people everywhere that I can see.
And there may be more for the nightcap tonight between North Shore and Duncanville. All right, 3rd down. Westbrook out of timeouts. To the ground again. And the first down run that'll seal the deal. Keelan Martin takes it downfield. Keelan Williams on the run. It'll be 1st and goal at the 3 with 2:05 to go.
What an explosive run here. And you can just sense that Keelan Williams just been waiting to be able to make a play like this all night. He's not a big guy. He's a smaller guy, but he's got some wheels and some heart, and that's what he does on this run. Goes around the edge. I actually think it's probably a better thing for them to not score, personally, because you can manage the clock. Is going to be stepped out probably about the 8 or 9 yard line. Oh, he's inside the 5. They might look at this.
And I think that John King's telling his guys, telling his son Haynes, just put the knee down.
Exactly.
Don't try to score. You don't need a fumble. Get it away. It's only a 1-point game, and he'll do it just now.
Work that clock. Let it run down. The clock is definitely your friend.
Camden Perry is back in deep protection mode in case the ball should get away.
And you see on the sideline his left toe right there. Is that out of bounds? Regardless, they have run the snap here. We're not going to be able to get that looked at or overturned, but good job on the camera work, guys.
No longer matters now. I think even if it had been at the 8, well, maybe they signaled. No, it could have been that the signal had come down from the booth to review
before they snapped it,
and before they snapped it, but the snap went ahead and they were like, no, we didn't have it. I thought for a moment I heard a whistle.
Well, they still have 1st down on the markers. So.
Yeah, I think this is largely academic, and here's why I'm saying it, as you'll see now that in either event, Keelan Williams stepped out of bounds, so it was going to stop the clock regardless. So Westbrook has no timeouts remaining, whether it's at the 8 or the 3. I think.
Well, it'll definitely, Craig, be by the 5 because his left foot, his trail leg right there. You see the dust that it kicks up? That's at the 5-yard line. So if they do stop it and move it back, at least it's going to be to the 5-yard line.
And I think what we're going to see in any event, Gary, we're going to see
the kneel down.
Haynes King kneeling down. And they'll have to put time back on the clock to
they'll
do
get it right.
And they'll do that. This outstanding crew from the Greater Houston chapter, Mike Atkinson, of course, on the headset right now with the replay officials. They may say he's out around the 5. And you have to get it officially correct, but then after that, I think we're just going to see kneel downs anyway in an attempt to run out the clock.
It'll be kneel downs, but watch him here. You'll see this leg. It's going to trail here. Look at his left leg as it comes down. The right leg comes in with the left leg as it keep going a little further here, guys, and let it roll. What I'm talking about here is that left leg right, or his right leg rather, right there.
Yeah.
That is where it's going to be at the 5.5-yard line, likely.
After further review, the player stepped out of bounds at the 8-yard line. We'll put the ball at the 8-yard line, 1st and goal, and put 2:08 on the clock.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. It was that first graze that we're looking at. It was at the 8. They'll put it back to 2:08. And again, like we said, John King is going to tell his son, Haynes King, I don't want any hands-offs, nothing fancy. Maybe have him move around a little bit and then kneel down just to run a little extra time off. But they're looking at just kneeling down and running out the clock at this point.
The timeouts are gone for Westbrook. It's just a matter of will this clock evaporate, and just got to figure out the math.
That was a pretty brief conversation. Take care of the football. So now with 2:08 remaining. And again, Camden Perry is back deep. See, and you see King stutter step a little, try to take another step or two before doing the kneel down, just to run another couple of seconds. Now, it's before the 2nd and goal snap. It's going to be around 1:37 or so. And then the 3rd down snap will take it inside of a minute. They will have to snap it on 4th down one way or the other. But they're trying to take as much time as possible off the clock.
So that's why Haynes King was going backwards and did a couple of steps and everything before he goes down. And Coach King came out and talked to his tight end, Jalen Braden, saying, hey, these guys coming off the edge, we got to slow those guys down so that they don't go to touch the quarterback as quickly.
See, and there it is, running around and then putting the kneel down. 40-second clock starts now. So the 3rd down snap will come at 42 seconds. You get it at 42. Retreats, kneels, ball game. So should be enough to do it.
Now remember before the ball game when we first started here, the look of that man's face?
Yeah.
So intense, so emotional. And for Coach Peavy on his sideline, we started with the locker room description from him, where trying to motivate his players and doing a great job of that. That's what this is all about. Communities all involved. And a state championship on the line.
Here's the 3rd down snap. Again, King with a deep retreat. Going to run and then put it down. And that will do it. That's enough to do it. The long wait for Longview is over. 81 years since the Lobos have been able to call themselves state champions. But they will take that state championship trophy east. Back down I-20 to Gregg County. The Beast from the east are on top of the rest. Longview, your 6A Division II state football champions.
Well, Craig, it's been a bookend season for the Longview Lobos on Fox Sports. We started with them with Texas high school football days way back when they played Lufkin. And that championship run started then, and it's ended this evening with a state championship for the Lobos and East Texas.
What a great ride, a great moment, and John King, the head coach, is with our Sarah Merrifield.
We're sharing an emotional moment here with Coach and his son. Can you put into words what this means?
It's great for the Longview community. One heck of effort out of our kids. I knew they wasn't going to quit. A lot of pride in this program. You saw it tonight. Let me tell you something. We're state champs, baby. I'm so proud of this football team. Great job.
And for you, how special is this to share this with your dad?
It's pretty special. The fans and everybody that supported us. Just thank God right now. It's just, ain't no words to explain this.
What can you say about all the power on your offense and your defense to fight through a little bit of adversity?
Well, we've done it all year, and that's what these kids do. That's what they're built for. This is Longview built. This is a community team. I think you saw that tonight. And these kids play their tails off for it. There's a lot of pride. And every one of those kids laid it on the line, and I'm so proud of them.
It's
proud of this one right here, too.
It's been a long time. How does it feel to call yourself a state champ?
Too good.
Go enjoy this one with the rest of your team. Congratulations, guys. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
Yeah, you could hear the emotion in Haynes King voice, in John King voice. A lot of relief there from the head coach.
Oh, I can feel it. I understand it. You play this game, and you never know how it's going to turn out. You play so hard. You got to have a great respect for your opponent, and I think they do with the Bruins. They came and played a great ball game. But in the end, it came down to some certain plays at the end, and the Lobos did come through with those. And they've won this state championship. They've gone undefeated in this season. It's been a special run here, and the emotion is well-deserved. You need to let a little emotion out to really understand how you can feel, and this thing feels well.
On the other end of those Haynes King big strike passes tonight quite often was Camden Perry, and he's on the field with our CT Steckel.
All right, Craig, thanks so much. 8 catches, 218 yards, and a score. Camden, it's been a long time, 1937, since Longview did this. Can you put into words what this means to your team and community?
Man, I don't know. We just worked so hard all throughout the season. We had to come back from this game. It's just amazing what our dudes can do, man. We play as a team, and we never give up.
What did you guys see that you could expose in their secondary today?
They play a lot of man, and so we figured we watching film a lot on them, so we figured if we can get a few matchups on them, we'll be able to win 50-50 balls.
What was going through your mind when they coughed it up and you got the fumble?
Man, I was just so happy. I was like, man, we're going to win state, so.
Talk about this fan base, the community, the support tonight, man. This place is rocking. What's it going to mean to all the people back home?
It's amazing. You know, it's been 81 years. We got so close last year. We were just knocking on the doorstep. Came back this year, and we got it done.
Your state championship. Congratulations. Go celebrate with your teammates.
Thank you.
Craig, back to you.
Thanks very much, CT. Our Jack in the Box player of the game, Haynes King. And the numbers bear it out as well. The second most passing yards in 6A championship game history. Poise had a lot of it to bring his guys back down several times in this game.
It wasn't a perfect night by Haynes King, but he made some explosive plays. He and Camden Perry really had a great thing going tonight. Those two really provided the spark and the explosiveness that this offense needed. And they threw in the running game as well, so it all kind of worked on the offensive side. And defensively, what about the defensive side? When you have Tyshawn Taylor doing a good job and striking the ball and causing a fumble late in the ball game in the fourth quarter, in the end, that was the biggest play at the end of the ball game that turned it back in the favor of Longview.
Well, he was a big part of it, and Tyshawn Taylor, is down with Sarah.
Thanks, Craig. Can you put into words what you're feeling right now?
I just want to thank God and my team.
You had an incredible forced fumble in the middle of that fourth quarter that changed the momentum for this game. How did you feel going into that play, and how did you feel coming out of it?
I don't know. I don't know.
What can you say about this crowd behind you who supported you all game long?
I love them. And when I came out here, I didn't look at the crowd. I just looked at the crowd.
It's been a long time since this team has had a state title. How does it feel to call yourself a state champ?
I don't know. I've never been a state champ. I'm proud.
Well, congratulations, and go enjoy this with your team.
Thank you.
Wow. It's a good way to describe it. And what a tremendous football game. And, yeah, the heartbreak is there, no doubt, for the Bruins, who had a lot of opportunities and certainly had the opportunity coming back down the field, and we're moving toward perhaps a game-winning field goal try or touchdown try before the late turnover gave it back to Longview. But wow, what an effort by the Bruins.
Yeah, they have to be commended. Eric Peavy should be talked about as a coach who is really doing the right things with this program, and good instruction, good motivation. And I think he's one that these players seem to respond to and play well for. They've had a tremendous run. It's been a good long run for them. The playoffs they've gone through, it's been a little bit more difficult, obviously, than what we've talked about with Longview. But they've weathered the storm there, and they were just a couple of minutes away from potentially, forcing, creating the upset.
There will be a time when obviously those medals will mean quite a bit more than they might this evening when you were that close to getting the gold one, not the silver one, and the state championship trophy instead of the runner-up trophy. But this is just an absolutely special moment on this football field. These guys will remember how close they came and what a great season they had despite the heartbreak at the end.
Yeah, they've got some great talented players, and they're not going to be devoid of talent next season. They've definitely got some talented guys coming back. You've got Eli coming back as your quarterback, and he's a talented young man, and he's got a lot of bright future, I think, and they've got a lot of other talented players as well. So Eric Peavy, congratulations on a great season for you and the Bruins.
So Longview with the victory. They finish it a perfect 16-0. And the first state championship for the Lobos in 81 years, 1937. The only other time they've won a state crown. They, like we said, knocked at the door, had opportunities in 1997, 2007 and 2006 and 2007, and 07 and 08 had chances, and still an opportunity eluding them until this evening. So they do reach the championship round and finish the job. And you get the feeling with this young Westbrook team, they'll have guys coming back that'll give them an opportunity to contend again. But what a relief it must be for John King. He's had some great teams that have just had some heartbreaks and come up a little bit short. Last year in the semifinal against Midway with a missed field goal that would have put them in the state championship round. But this time being able to push through and come up with the win and a perfect 16-0 record. And it was not without all manner of difficulty. And that was a credit to Westbrook for coming right out as a huge underdog and going right at Longview. After Longview got the early touchdown, Westbrook answered, led for most of this football game.
They really did. And it was very close, within a one-score advantage the entire football game. It never got away from either team. Coach Peavy still coaching now. He's trying to do some instruction out there on the field with his charges, but I think that it's a
great teaching moment.
Yes, it is, and he understands the levity of this moment, what it means. He brought these guys in here and they played. They should be proud of their performance.
Using the opportunity to tell them, don't let it define your life, probably, and say, use this as motivation in your lives going forward and for this football team, those of you coming back in the future.
Greg, you've had the pleasure to call a lot of state championship games, and you realize these teams like a Westbrook right now who are hurting so bad, it's really fun when they come back and they flip that around and they turn on the switch and perhaps get a victory in the state championship game. Longview, look at these guys. You know, that's exactly what they've done. So this is a learning opportunity. Their first-year opportunity here in this state championship game.
Jeffaniah Lister winds up being the defensive MVP, and he also had an outstanding game. 12 tackles in the ball game, 7 of those solo. We mentioned Tyshawn Taylor could have taken your pick. They were both outstanding.
Yeah, both of them were. And this guy's a young athlete that is tremendous. Taylor had a good ball game. I'm a linebacker. I like to talk about the linebackers. That's fine. But Lister definitely around the football and an impactful guy in the secondary.
And I think there's not much suspense as to who the offensive MVP is of this state championship game. And there it is, Haynes King being announced as the offensive MVP. He was our jack-in-the-box player of the game. And Dr. Susan Elza, Director of Athletics for the University Interscholastic League, presenting him with the plaque. The coach's kid gets an MVP honor. Dr. Elza and Dr. Charles Brydup, the Executive Director of the UIL, congratulating Haynes King. Just a junior. He'll be back next year.
Yes.
It's a special moment for him as well. Now the presentation of the trophies. The runner-up trophy first to be presented to Westbrook. The announcement of it here.
School of Pride. Coach Eric Peavy will now accept the state finalist trophy. We congratulate the Bruins of Westbrook High School for an outstanding season.
The state finalist trophy as the runner-up to be presented to Westbrook. And that's it right there. And now, the state championship trophy.
Two football state champions, the Lobos of Longview High School.
Well, somebody thought in advance to print some perfect papers. What do you think, huh?
Yeah. The perfect ending to a perfect season for Longview. A thrilling win in the state championship. For Gary Reese, Sarah Merrifield, and CT's Tech Lime Craig Way. More state championship coverage is up next. Longview, 6A Division II state football champions.
never settle. And you are why we never will.
Introducing my new panitos, featuring the deli trio and turkey bacon and cheddar, both on toasted ciabatta bread. Served in a no-mess bag, they're almost too easy to eat on the go. So here are a few pani do's and pani don'ts. Eating in a car, eating on a car. While tackling errands, while getting tackled by a guy named Aaron. While working on your website, while twerking at a construction site. Actually, I think that's a pani do. Try my new deli trio or turkey bacon and cheddar panitos, delivered exclusively with DoorDash.
Hey, did you know? By the age of 14, girls drop out of sports twice as often as boys.
It's time to fix that. Because playing sports can boost confidence, build leadership skills, and create a positive self-image.
Which can help us break down barriers and achieve goals. So what time is it?
It's my time.
It's my time.
It's my time. Girls everywhere are ready. Come join us.
Behind every never been done before are the faces who commit to making everything better. That's why we're the most awarded healthcare system in Texas. We are Baylor Scott White Health, changing healthcare for the better.
Due to the length of the previous program, we now join the following program already in progress.
I'm glad the young guys are developing. I'm even glad that they let me sit on the bench. Hopefully some of their talents transfer over to me because Lord knows I need more of it. Until then, Skin, let's send it back to you.
Hey, thanks, Bob. God, that kid's doing great work. He gets here every morning and sweeps the floors, even when there's ice down there. I should probably tell him what a Zamboni is. All right, if you want more Bobby Carella and Skin Wade, check out our podcast, Numbers on the Boards, over at Mavs.com. And there's so much more to check out on Mavs Insider.
Still ahead, Devin Harris and Salah Mejri make their way to Scottish Rite for Mavs Mania.
All around, I think it's a good fit for both the Mavs and for the community.
We find out who's living their best life. And up next, Katie Ingleson gives us an in-depth look at Jalen Brunson.
Behind every performance are hours of rehearsal, especially in medicine. It's why at Methodist Health System, we're always refining, innovating care, determined to improve and save lives, so that our performance and yours are worthy of innovation. Trust Methodist.
This is the moment I should have planned for a designated driver, but didn't. And this is the moment I should have planned to call a cab, but didn't.
And this is the moment I should have just stopped.
And this is the moment that will stay with me forever.
Don't wait until it's too late. Plan while you can at SoberRides.org. Drink, drive, go to jail.